Welcome in, everyone. It's Friday night, week 8. Great to be here.
I'm excited. Dan, let me tell you how excited I am.
Yeah.
I have been in the car for I don't know how many hours. It felt like 35. Sitting in traffic, sitting in construction. I left deer camp, and I don't know if you know the difference between deer camping and deer hunting.
No.
You don't hunt. Because the thing that ruins a deer camp is actually getting a deer. Then you got to go home. So this is deer camp. We might look for camp. I left to come here because that's how excited I am for week 8. We've got some great games on tap.
Well, let's be honest. If you're just deer camping and you're not deer hunting, I'd rather be here too.
Well, it's close.
We got some good stuff. We got some good stuff tonight. You talk about good games. We've had people camping out, not for deer, but
true.
for football.
That is true.
Morgan, Grantsville, 1-2, and not the way that I would rank them. That's okay.
Right.
Heck of a game tonight. We'll be checking in on that one. Skyridge, Lone Peak. That's not 1-2. Could be.
It might be. It might be the battle for one, depending on who wins.
It is the battle for one.
So there you go.
And you could have 1-2 at the end of that one. That's going to be a doozy. We got great games, and those are just a couple we'll bring, in and out of games. There's some other big games going on tonight.
Yeah.
Dean Stewart, Jeff Hansen, it's great to have you in with us. You see Quad Box on your screen for those joining us on the stream on KSLSports.com. We got a lot of games getting ready to get underway. Jeff, what game are you most excited about tonight?
I'm looking at Quad Box. We got a lot of maroon teams. We're going to have to pay attention tonight to what games we're looking at,
They're going to be locked in. We thank Morgan for wearing the blacks. That will help.
That will help. Lone Peak Skyridge. I look, it's 6A football, but I love more than just this is the biggest game in the state in terms of, the biggest classification, 2 of the biggest schools, all that stuff. I love the way that these two teams are going to match up with one another. You look at the way that Lone Peak won early. Now, they've started to find some offensive momentum, and they've started to look really, really good. But they won early with tough trench play, tough defense, and, my favorite phrase, Dan, that gross football. That's what we saw from Skyridge a week ago against Lehigh. Gross football, defense, run the ball. These are two teams with 2 similar styles, 2 really good trenches on both sides of the ball on both teams. I'm excited to watch that battle up front.
We got a lot of good ones. We'll get into some thoughts of last night's game in case you missed it. Ridgeline all over Skyview. But let's get out. Let's go catch some Friday night action this first weekend in October. Let's start by heading out to our game of the week, Roy at Viewmont.
Looking up, trying to locate that.
Exactly how you thought a team that threw for 5 touchdowns last week would start the game out with.
Well, we thought about that the last time we were here when Viewmont took on Northridge in that battle of undefeateds. It was a defensive stalemate between those two teams. As Tyne Longson looks to throw for the first time, he connects on the far side with Jordan Jones, and he goes nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 on that one before the Royals got to him.
Goodness gracious. Number 7, Jackson Schofield, 6'3", 215, and he looks every bit of it. Just a big boy in the middle.
Scoville, one of the top tacklers on this Roy defense, 61 tackles and 6 tackles for loss on the season so far this season.
You don't usually see 6'3" monstrosities playing nickel kind of outside backer.
4 wideouts again. They'll hand it off again, and finding his way through the pile. That's number 1, Blake Moore, first carry of the night, another first down.
Great carry by Blake. They're finding the lanes. And
all right, we're going to head out from this one because we got early red zone action. Morgan had the football. Grantsville's got it now inside the 20, Jeff.
Grantsville, this would be a big, big moment in this game, big statement early on.
There's a pass.
25, 26.
There's a flag on the play. Looks like a movement there on the Cowboys. First penalty of the game. How about Nick Priest getting in there, though, and blocking that pass?
Oh, yeah, he has. He's a big target to have to try to go around.
Well, now the Cowboys are backed up to the 18-yard line. 1st and 15. We're in the first quarter of the varsity game. Beautiful sunset here in Morgan. Look at that, Rye.
That is number 26 for the Cowboys at running back.
Was that from the Isaac cam?
That's Rigdon Murdoch.
Okay, Murdoch is the running back. Here's Van Villett looking and passing. going towards the end zone.
Pick.
And almost picked off by Bowerly. He had a beat on that.
That was right to him. I
It
was
looked like
hoping
he was just
pulling it down.
He looked like he followed it right into his
I
hands.
totally
but-
expected him to catch that because there was no
I did
one there.
too. I
He
thought-
was the only one.
Oh, he read that the whole way, and it just kind of sailed right at the last second.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep some Grantsville stats tonight as well. I'm going to multitask
All
here
right.
more than normal. Second down, 15 yards to go, ball on the 18-yard line. Van Vliet pass. Incomplete, intended for number 17.
That's Warren out there.
All right, while we were watching Grantsville, it happened so quick, Jeff. We nearly missed it.
Yeah, Faleti Yangi. For like I think the 103rd time this season, he's
he
had
good?
a really long touchdown run.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's been pretty darn good.
He's pretty good. That one had trouble written all over it early. They snapped the ball, and it was a little toss to him, and you kind of knew before he even got to the line, it's like, oh, this one's going to be trouble.
Yeah, he had a full head of steam almost before he caught the ball. I don't know how he did it, but Faleti Yangi, you can't let him get going.
Trouble out in Cedar Valley. Orm's up 7-0. Meanwhile, let's head back out. Grantsville, Van Vliet Industries. Oh, nearly intercepted for the second time. Morgan defense.
They've been so good this year. Why not here in the red zone? Really, first minute of the game, first Grantsville drive. Why not have a big stop by Morgan?
We did talk about, we didn't get into it too much in the pregame, but Grantsville has a great kicker.
Yeah, he
Made
did
a
really
bunch of
well
field
last
goals
week
last
against
week.
All
Ogden.
right, we'll keep you apprised on that field goal. Let's head over to Viewmont. The Vikings on their opening drive, they're across the 50, knocking on the door of the red zone. Well, they're outside the 30.
They're
but
thinking
it's
about the
close.
red zone.
Hey, we'll just make mention, this came across late last week, but Longson, the quarterback, set school records last week for Viewmont. Wanted to give him another shout out for his fantastic season.
Yeah.
As a young man, want to get these right. So passing yards in a season, passing touchdowns in a season, both of those now records as he's adding to the yardage there, trying to add to touchdowns. Let's head out to Viewmont as they now have it just outside the 10 in the red zone.
Cash says he's money, and he gets down the field in a hurry. I loved his ability to get north and south. Sometimes you get these quick receivers, and they get east and west, and you're like, no. Let's get yardage. Come on. And Cash to you, getting it done. This has been a very impressive drive to start off for Viewmont.
Gain of 19 on that one. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 13. Ryan Tillman now in the backfield. He'll get the carry on first down. Gets about 5 on that first carry.
That's a really impressive carry. Ryan Tillman's older brother is actually a running back at Snow College. He just got an offer from SUU, little do you know.
Congratulations.
Yep, whole Tillman family, they're pretty athletic, if you do say so myself. Ryan himself, he's a slower one, only runs a 10.700.
Only? Second and 6 here for the Vikings.
Hopefully this next track season he can improve upon that.
Hope so.
Oh, got a diamond at the bottom of your screen.
13th play of the drive. They'll pass it near side. Mickens looking for the corner. And they spot him out of the bounds at the 2-yard line.
Mickens is saying, I think I got it, but alas, not so. But he got the first down.
Did pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2 here. Or excuse me, spotted at the 1. Gaining 8 on that one.
You're going to see a Wildcat or a Hectic Viking, whatever they call this formation, is what I'm willing to bet.
The Viking offense has driven down the field. It's the Wildcat formation, as Moose mentioned. Tolman in the backfield. Takes it on 1st and goal. And no signal yet. No, he's down. The Roy defense holds on 1st and goal.
All right, I want to update you. Skyridge Lone Peak actually bobbled the snap on a punt. And you want to know why they did that, Jeff?
White helmets, that's why.
Yeah. We know Jeff thinks those are cursed.
No, there's no thinks curse about it. Those are cursed.
They got the numbers on the white lids tonight for Lone Peak. I don't know that I've seen that. Skyridge took the football. Sweetwine ran it in. 7-0 Skyridge. Meanwhile, let's head back out to Viewmont and see if they can punch this in from the 1.
Tolman looks to punch it in here. Takes it again on the direct snap. Lowers the shoulder, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Viewmont.
Oh, Tolman the truck is what we might be calling him after that, because there was no one stopping him. Was there a hole? No. There's a poor Roy Royal sitting in the lane, and good night. He got knocked over.
So the Vikings march all the way down the field. A 7-minute, 8-second drive capped off with 6 points.
You want to know why you got to wear Guardian helmets? Because when you lay hits like that
Holy
offensively,
cow.
no stopping that young man. What a touchdown. Let's head out to where are we going? I forgot.
Let's go to Pleasant Grove.
Hey, let's do PG.
Good idea, Dane. Let's go to Pleasant Grove.
Gaisfer from the shotgun, looking his direction, going to throw the corner out, and he's got him. And right on cue, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, AF.
Did you watch that route? That was a beauty of a route. Worked inside and then took it right to the outside. That was as easy a pitch and a catch for a touchdown as you're going to find. That was a beautiful.
All right, so AF on the board early on the road, leading the Vikings 6-0. Morgan is across the 50. Let's head back up to the beautiful high plains of Morgan, Utah for this Trojan drive.
Even be able to get into the play and create the pass interference.
He still almost caught it.
Yeah. Almost down by his waist.
Is that a 15-yarder? Half the distance?
Yeah,
so it's
depending on
down
where the
to
ball was spotted at.
Should be on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so they'll still have a chance to get a first down here before. Oh, nope. It's right at the 10 or inside the 10, so
Okay, here's
first and goal.
Sheffield looking to Boston, and Boston has it for a Trojan touchdown. Back Sheffield to the Hornet. Crispy pigskin for 10.
When we replay this, Ty, this is awesome. Boston just out jumps him. It's a great basketball play and strong with the hands. I mean, he goes up there in two hands this catch, and number 8 tries to rip it down and nothing doing. Boston both feet in, easy.
He did that.
That's a beautiful touchdown there for the Trojans, Jeff.
Beautiful touchdown. Man, I love Morgan.
I do too.
We haven't got a chance, and I'm not talking Morgan, the team, and playing favorites and all. I love the city, the community.
Cool, isn't it?
They show up. I love Taggart's Grill. We used to talk about it every week, me and Dusty, because he also loved Taggart's Grill.
You know what else you got to love? They've got, Canyon School District is trying their darnest, but they got the best athletic facility in the state up at Morgan. Their indoor facility's unreal. Unreal.
Good for Morgan. They
Good
need
for
it.
Morgan.
It's cold on the other side of the mountain.
Cold. We're going to head back out Cedar Valley here. You see another toss. Uh-oh.
What did we say about Feletti Yongi?
He good?
Don't give him a head of steam.
Hey, remind me, how old is he?
I believe he's a senior this year.
What's his recruiting look like? You're tapped into that.
He's right now. I think people are looking at him at the FCS level. He might be able to sneak up. He's just been so good. This is one of the flaws in the recruiting system where they look at size maybe too much, because he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he is incredibly productive. He runs strong, but people look at size and they say, "Oh, well, he can't work." But Fletty Yongi has been fantastic.
You know, I'm a fan of a tribe from up north, brave and bold.
That's your guy.
I don't have any connections up there, but he'd be a great backup there, wouldn't he?
There you go. Get him up there.
Oh, we just had a play. Viewmont up 7-0, and they just picked off a deflection. I have a feeling if you didn't see that one, won't see that one, just follow KSL Sports Rewind online. You'll probably see that on a top 5 this weekend. So that was a nice little turnover there. Viewmont up 7-0, offense coming back out on the field at midfield.
We haven't talked a lot about that game yet, but Roy's been fantastic. Nobody has slowed them down. Robert Young, they're very, very good team at Roy. This is a tough game for Roy.
It's
Viewmont
a very tough game.
Good.
Viewmont is good. Do you like the white lids for Viewmont? Are you just opposed to the white lids for Lone Peak, or are you against all white lids?
I'm pro white lids. It's just a Lone Peak thing. Right. Lone Peak shouldn't have white lids. They should stick with those black ones all the time, no matter what.
Those on the stream just saw it. Iongi just ran this one in from 30 yards out. So he's got 2 touchdowns tonight. That poor man's going to be have some tired legs. Let's head back out to PG, trailing AF 7-0.
Defensive back position. Schroeder to throw on second down. Throws up the sideline, and this pass is into traffic and picked off. And it's picked off by Bourgeois.
Great job there by reading the quarterback's eyes, dropping into that zone there, and completely baited the quarterback into throwing that ball. Obviously, Coach Walkenhorst will be talking to his guy like, dude, you got to see that guy in that zone.
All right, we're going to head back out to Viewmont. You just saw that interception, the AF offense coming back out on the field in PG territory. Let's head back out to Vic the Viking, Viewmont, second and short.
continue to just run the ball here. They're near the line to gain. See if they give him a first down or not. And they will. First down by Viewmont.
I feel like you got to have a last name with a T to be a running back in this Viking offense. Tillman.
The top two rushers for this Viewmont team, Ryan Tillman and Benji Tolman.
All you got to do is get running the ball today, Junior.
First and 10 now for the Vikings from the 41-yard line as they have dominated this first quarter. Almost 2:45 to play in our opening quarter. 3 wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield for Longson. He'll look to throw. Goes deep, looking, and making the catch is Jensen for another catch.
Oh, my goodness, Dres Jensen. He let one ball get through his hands, and he said, never again. I love to see that. Someone's got to check his gloves, though. I think they may have put some stickum on him because that was an incredible catch.
Gain of 27 for Dres Jensen, and it's another trip to the red zone for the Vikings. How about the start from Viewmont tonight?
Man, phenomenal start, and they're in the red zone again.
Spread it out, 4 wideouts this time with Tolman in the backfield. First and 10 from the 14-yard line. They'll hand it off to Tolman. Roy was ready for that one, as that was number 15, Anjay Ahui with the tackle.
Jensen was sitting in the end zone by his lonesome. He's like, throw the ball, give it to me. I already caught one. I can catch another.
No gain on that one. Brings up second and 10.
This is where you really got to dig your heels and not allow a touchdown if you're a Roy fan, because going down by 2 touchdowns to start the game is not ideal.
1:38 to play in quarter number 1, second and 10. Longson will hand off. Tolman's got some space. Spin move. Breaking towards the goal line. And another touchdown for Tolman.
Wow. Tolman says, shut up, Moose. Let me show you what I can do. The Tolman truck is getting rolling. Someone unhitched the sandbags, and he started going. Saw a nice little spin move right there. Reminds me of Mike Tolbert. But Tolman getting her done.
How about the night for Benji Tolman?
Benji Tolman, my goodness, what a ball game.
The Vikings are in Valhalla early in this one. Holy cow. What a statement in the opening, 3 minutes of this game?
14-0 Viewmont first quarter. Let's head back out. Grantsville across the 50, trailing Morgan 7-3.
Possible Wildcat situation. No, he's going to pass the ball. Pass across the field. It's intercepted by Bowerly. Finally got one. What a play by Bowerly.
Watch this. He steals this from Jack Despain. Jack is all over this ball. Jack's like, it's coming right to me. And then Bowerly jumps right in front.
Look at Jack. Why did you do me like that?
Jack's like,
good job.
Boy, tough throw there from Van Vley, right in between 2 receivers. And Bowerly, who missed that one in the end zone on a previous drive, able to convert there. Let's head out to Lone Peak. The Knights have the football. About 6 minutes ago, a little under that, 5:43 to go, trailing Skyridge 7-0.
First down Lone Peak at the Skyridge 40-yard line.
See if they can go back to the running game here.
They do. Tahi, 35.
Very effective right there. That inside running game. I've seen 3 straight ahead dives, and they have gotten chunk yards out of that. Remember, if you can get 4 yards on every down, that's a first down on 3 downs. That is a very good average. Doing a good job of slicing the interior of that Skyridge defense up to the point you're going to make them overcommit. Then you hit a play action or a bootleg, and you can get them.
Now they go back to Wright with a carry. Samuel Wright. They split it up between Wright and Tahi, and of course, Nime Tolu carries the ball plenty as well. They almost have the same amount of carries on the season for a combined total of 14 touchdowns on the ground between the 3 of them. And then they'll pick their spots to throw the football. This is an offense this year with Lone Peak. They're very comfortable running the football.
This might be awesome, too. You've got to make a good decision. If it's not there, you can use your legs.
Ime Tolu over the middle. Catch is made. First down. Down near the 25-yard line. They'll mark him.
All right, If knocking on the door of the red zone at PG, looking to go up 14-0.
Great execution right there. As soon as he catches it, he steps his feet. 1, 2, get that ball out.
From the 25, Gaisford looking, throw is batted up into the air, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Pleasant Grove. And still on his feet across midfield, and brought down to the play. That is Maddox Webb, the junior. And I believe...
A little tip reception there for the Viking D.
Impressive interception, but the run after the pick, he just kept pulling.
Wouldn't go down.
Looked like a little throwback that Dusty would appreciate. You won't care. 44, Rob Morris. Rob Morris looking linebacker. You might know it, but you don't feel it in your heart.
That's true, yeah.
As soon as I say Rob Morris to Dusty, we both start blowing freight train whistles. That's what he looked like out there at Pleasant Grove.
I actually think of his glory days as a member of the Colts, and see, there's that look from Jeff.
Those aren't his glory.
Let's head back to Lone Peak.
Ime Tolu takes a shot in the end zone. Incomplete.
That was good placement, but good throw. Just even better defense right there.
Deshaun Mayberry, the intended receiver, but the coverage was excellent.
Coverage was great. He was right in his face. He looked back over the off shoulder. If he looked back over the other shoulder, he probably would have an opportunity for an interception. But gave the receiver no breathing room right there. The receiver had the advantage of being able to see where the ball was. Just got to track a little better in the air, but that was a good throw by Dimitolu right there. Good shot at the end zone on second down. Third down and medium right here.
Coverage by sophomore defensive back Gennaro Guilford. BYU fans know that name. His father's the defensive backs coach at BYU and a Cougar legend.
Again, 4 down territory. All right, kicking the field goal.
They're going to go field goal here on 4th and 5 from the 21.
Okay, 4th down there at Lone Peak. Let's head out to Morgan. The Trojans in the red zone, leading 7-3.
On either side for Sheffield. Brings Lincoln in motion, hands it to him, goes right up the middle. Touchdown Trojans! Lincoln Gilson for president.
Great vision by Lincoln. He just follows his blockers, gets through that initial hole, and then he's off. He's gone. Who is that? That's number 76, the captain,
yeah,
making
Bradley
that block
Walters.
for him. Bradley Walters. That's a huge block. Mark that down for a potential Alpha award because that made it super easy for Lincoln.
A nice touchdown run there from Morgan. We'll come back to that. PG had to punt. AF with it here inside their own 10.
We called the Lone Peak game. We saw a revolving door at quarterback for Pleasant Grove.
That's correct. Third down, Manuela takes the snap, and now is in trouble, and he goes down in the end zone.
It's a safety, right?
That should be a safety. No signal yet. I don't think anybody was in a good position, honestly, to see it.
It's going to be our white hat who's going to have to make that call there. It's got to be.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, no one was in a good position to see it. And so now they made the call. It is a safety.
Yeah, I felt like it was a safety for all the way because he never dove forward.
All right, there's safeties in numbers. You know, they say that, Jeff. Let's head back to Cedar Valley. Orem in the 20, looking to go up 3 scores.
Aviators, but good move by Yonke to get some yards on this first down run.
You can see how fast and explosive he is and how, I don't want to say easy, but how simple it's been for him this game. He actually outruns his blockade there and had to wait a second for the rest of his blockers to catch up. And I don't think I'm telling anyone at home something they don't already know, that running backs are typically faster than O-linemen in the game of football. And you can just tell how explosive a player he is.
2 lined up in the backfield for Kava here on second down. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off. Iongi again finds a hole, and Iongi for touchdown number 3. The Tigers into the end zone.
The 3rd rushing touchdown for Iongi tonight.
Yeah, I might want to try to stop him. I think that's my defensive coordinator analysis there. Just for this next time, just anybody else. Make anybody else. I know there's weapons and all, but make anybody else.
I don't have contacts up there, but you know what? I go to a game, so I'm going to send an email tonight. Let's head back out to Viewmont. The Vikings, my goodness, what a start. They're in the red zone here again, leading Roy 14-0.
For the end zone, it's intercepted. Picking it off is Eleneke. He's got a convoy in front of him. Out past midfield, still on the move. They had a 99-yard pick six last week. They just did it again. Touchdown, Roy.
There is some dirty laundry on the field.
There is a flag.
It may have been multiple blocks in the back, but we'll see what the refs saw.
So wait 1 minute on the penalty here. But how about that?
Zayden Selu down to the 20. Huge run by Zayden Selu. From the 23 on the one side of the field, the 20 on the next. Great job by that Skyridge offensive line. Wow.
No penalties. Great job there, Mr. Great vision, great feet in the hole. Look at this here.
Okay, so first of all, Skyridge now at the 20. That's big. We're going to keep talking here because there's some things happening.
Yep.
You saw the interception from Roy. They mentioned flags on the field. Those darn officials getting in the way of all the fun once again.
No, they just have finally listened to me that if it's a cool play, you let it stand.
Sideline warning. The pick six counts for Roy, so the Roy Royals on the board. PAT to come. That score 14-6, Viewmont.
Huge play for Roy. They were looking at the potential going down 21-0. All the momentum now with the Royals after the, 100-yard pick six?
Back-to-back weeks with a 100-yard pick six for the Roy defense.
Roy, man.
I don't know.
It's a team of destiny, it feels like this year.
This is not baseball where, we nuance every record to death, right? But I don't know that I've ever seen back-to-back 100-yard pick sixes.
Yeah, I don't know either. Not like that. So I don't know. I think you're right. There's no way for us to document that unless somebody. I'm snapping my fingers, but nobody's listening to me.
Yeah, I mean, if there are a couple people out there who may know. If they're listening, shoot me a text. Would love to hear it, but I don't even remember back-to-back. I don't remember back-to-back weeks that ever happening. All right, so Skyridge, trying to get a little trickery here, and trickeration doesn't work against Lone Peak's defense very well.
No, it does not. We talked about Skyridge, so that's going to be a loss of 5 or 6 yards. It's going to take them maybe out of the red zone and set up a long field goal here. We talked about Skyridge during the weekday, and they've got to just play football where they just rely on that offensive line and run the football. Tried to get a little cute there, and it did not work against this really good Lone Peak front.
We talked about some other big games tonight, a couple scores. We'll just give you early updates on these games early on. A lot of first quarter action as you see Skyridge's field goal. Boy, that's a good leg, but missed it wide. No good. 7-3 still the lead there for the Falcons. Weber and Farmington. Farmington with a 14-0 lead on Weber in the first quarter. That's a big one. And then last check, Syracuse leading Fremont 7-0 in the second quarter. Fremont coming off that big win. Big games in Region 1 tonight as we're heading back out here to PG, trailing AF 7-2, but the Vikings in the red zone.
2nd down and 5 now from the AF 19. Man goes in motion to the left. That's Hansen. Schroeder throws, and it is they're going to deem it's a backwards pass, so good job by Hansen to pick it up. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play, but Hatch, very alert play there.
Yeah, credit to him for staying with it, because as you mentioned, he could have easily thought that was an incomplete pass, but he had the wherewithal to say, you know what, that's a backwards pass, that's a fumble, I got to scoop that ball up.
Some dust now flying in my mouth here. Wind is now swirling here at PG.
A little band of weather here. You can kind of see the tail end of it, not too far off, but he's got to get through it.
43 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll correct the score clock in a second. Schroeder to throws the slap pattern, and it is incomplete. A lot of early contact by Noah Beam, but no call.
Yeah, I thought Beam got there a little bit early, but no call there from the official. So now
it's a new game that we're going to bring in for you tonight. Spanish Fork Provo. The Dons leading Provo 14-6 early in the second quarter, 4th and 1, and Spanish Fork looked to go for it. We've talked about this offense all year, Jeff, how good it is for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, they've been very good. Vest at running back has been very, very good. Utah fans, this is your chance to get a look at Aaron Dunn, offensive tackle. If you just look at the screen, you'll know which one he is.
Just look for the biggest guy wearing the white and black tonight.
Yeah.
I formation here on a 4th down. Spanish Fork, you talk about best. McKay Smith hasn't thrown an interception yet this year. A little play action. Look at this.
Thought that was picked for a minute.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I had
Incomplete.
to bite my tongue. I was ready to say, whoa, great play, but didn't.
So Provo able to get the stop. That's still a one-possession game. We are at 7:30. Time for a break. You're listening to the Friday Night Red Zone. Thanks, Vince.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a drive killer right there.
So that brings up 2nd and 13 now for the Vikings. See what the play call is. Still the trip on the near sideline. Longson looks to throw the opposite side. It's got Jensen. And it'll be wrestled down by the Royals.
Almost got back to the original line of scrimmage.
I believe Zelenecke, there was the one that was able to tug on the back of the jersey there to slow his progress down.
We used to do training like that where we'd tie sleds to the back of us when I was at BYU. And I was like, why are we doing this? They're like, people tug on your jersey, Moose. I'm like, if anyone's ever tugging on my jersey, we have bigger problems, ladies and gentlemen.
3rd and 11 here for the Vikings. Need to get to the 45-yard line for a first down. Longson, screen pass to Jones, and he gets out past the 40, still about 5 yards short of the line to gain. Brings up 4th down.
So it's still decision time, but I think the decision's going to be a punt. You have 4 yards to go, not an insurmountable feat, but Breeze is going to put his leg into this and live to see another day. A little bit harder. We're going into the wind. Nice little breeze coming in.
Yep. Breeze is kind of a sideline to sideline wind tonight, it seems like. Maybe a little bit from the south.
I feel like a Raider right now. The autumn breeze is blowing.
The Breeze will kick this one away. Able to get it off. Back is Rhett Slater for the return. He'll fair catch it at the 32-yard line. That's where Roy will set up.
Rhett caught that and was bewildered. Ballies were flying everywhere, and he's like, oh, I'm still standing. This is a good night for me.
7:31 to play till halftime, and we see the Roy offense that really hasn't done much so far tonight, Moose.
No, their defense has, I'll tell you that. 7 points for their defense. But offense, all we've seen is an interception from them and a blocked punt.
They've only run 6 plays this entire game so far.
They were not ready for this team. This Viewmont team, they've been through the ringer. They've got bumps and bruises, and they're ready for a battle.
1st and 10 from the 32 for Roy. As Garner will hand this one off to Sella, and he's able to gain momentum out near the 40, pickup of 8.
Fantastic run by Sella. Of course, Sella, he could be Celebration, he could be Celery. We're going to find a good name. Maybe we'll call him Cello, because I feel like that's almost how you spell cello.
2nd and 2 for the Royals. Hand it off back to Sella. He's got the edge on the far side, 1st down and more, and the Royals are in Viewmont territory for the first time tonight.
Sella's just not going down.
You're listening to Game Night Live Red Zone on 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back. Listen to the Friday Night Red Zone. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen. We're in the middle of the first hour. We got a lot of action in the middle of the field, but been a great start tonight, Jeff.
Been a great start. Faleti Yongi, 3 touchdowns before our first break. That's a pretty good start to the night.
Pretty good.
We're getting a look here, for those of you on the stream, Roy and Viewmont, the Robert Young show is starting, and he's just doing big things.
He is doing big things. Provo, we mentioned, got to stop. Look at the Bulldogs march the field. They've got to inside the 10. Is a big play here for Provo.
So no matter what the penalty is, it's half the distance to the goal, and it sets up Provo in great scoring position.
Just a fantastic catch and run there. I mean, just a very, very well run, well caught ball. I've been very impressed with DiMartini at his wide receiver position.
Officials officially wave off the flag, and so they deem it not unnecessary roughness or whatever it was going to be. McKay gets the run on first down and goal.
Number 8, Oliver McKay for
swallowed up. Gain of 1.
Tackled by number 52.
Second down and goal from the 4.
They waved off that flag, but it was the difference between the 4-yard line and the 2-yard line.
Right. Provo still working through the play call as they come out. 17 on the play clock. One receiver out wide right, and then the tight end's in. Tight end's going to get the draw carry up the middle. It's Mason Gregory from kind of a sniffer formation. He's not going anywhere.
Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That running back, he was lined up way far back. I thought there was no way they were actually going to give it to him back there, and I think Spanish Fork thought that as well.
Made the same diagnosis. And so
well, Jeff, you brought him up. Robert Young.
He's good, man. Give him the ball, and he finds his way into the end zone every single time.
Roy has tied that up with Viewmont 14 apiece. Robert Young, he's an interesting character. I not talking about him.
Yeah, what
His
a goofball.
recruiting, right? Like, there's a lot of people who are like, he makes big plays, has great nights, but he doesn't get a lot of look. And for me, it's a very kind of difficult circumstance where it's like there's so many options on that team. I think sometimes he doesn't get the number of touches that would lend a recruiter to giving him a look, even though I think that kid can play at the next level.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of like we talked about with Iongi. I think that there's college coaches that look at his size and say, well, there's no way that's going to translate. I look at his football abilities, and he's just a big play every single time he touches the ball. That's a guy I would take a flyer on for sure.
He does look great in black and gold. If you know, you know. Let's head back out. Skyridge across the 50.
From the 33, Sweetwine. Quick shot, catch is made. Shifty run down to the 25, not enough for a first down. Davis Fiennes with the catch. Nice effort, but on 3rd and 14, not enough for a first down.
See, they missed the kick the last time. It's been a rough day for special teams, really, on both teams here. So,
other than the field goal make, but Hester will take another shot here. This is a 42-yard attempt once again.
Oh, missed that wide right.
No good.
Wide
so
left.
the Lone Peak defense comes.
0 for 2.
That's a couple.
That's a lot like my golf shot, right? I just
left and then right and then left and anywhere but the fairway.
Can't get it down the middle.
I know that feeling.
Couple missed field goals for Skyridge. Meanwhile, Provo was able to capitalize with the field goal. That game 14-9 as the Dogs kicking off to the Dons. PG, AF, that game's still 7-2. AF out in front midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, we had some weird football scores. 14-9, 7-2. I mean, I know how these happen, but it feels like I'm watching baseball in the spring a little bit.
Well, I mean, it is baseball playoffs.
Not anymore.
Playoffs?
Not anymore. The Braves are out. The playoffs are done. Doesn't really matter what happens after this.
Let's be honest. The Braves were so beat up, I don't know that it was going to be much of a playoff season for them anyway.
It wasn't. You're right.
And, as a Pirates fan, you're welcome. Because really, Pirates series.
You did that for us.
When Acuna, I didn't do a thing.
Oh. That's true.
It was running the base paths. So,
yeah.
It wasn't even a tag. It was just running the base paths.
Just fell. Just that Pittsburgh air.
It's beautiful is what it is. Let's see. Lone Peak starting inside their own 20. Spanish Fork inside their own 30. We got a lot of possession starting in the early part of the field. Let's head out. Yep. PG inside the AF 40. Trying to get a drive going here to retake the lead.
The middle. Too much. Incomplete.
For the equipment stuff this year.
They really are. Yeah. And even in Hawaii, games I've been watching, they are cracking down on it. 3rd down and 15. Schroeder from the shotgun. takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, now throws a wobbler to the sideline. And a good effort on that sideline to try to make the catch, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, it was a poorly thrown ball there. Didn't give his receiver much of an opportunity, even though he tried to get it. And interesting, Schroeder's up holding that throwing arm, like kind of around his elbow there. I wonder if he got injured on that throw potentially.
Intended receiver on the play was Ryder Huntsman. He tried to do the toe tap on the sideline.
He gave it every effort he could have on that. He was leaning out of bounds. Schroeder was like,
and that would have been enough to make it 4th and more manageable, but now
Correct.
here's 4th and 15 from the 36.
Yeah, I think the whole idea of that play there was the idea you mentioned 4th and manageable in this situation.
4th and a mile. Roll out to the left by Schroeder. Schroeder now just throws on the run. Nobody open, so he just throws it away. As they were pretty well covered downfield as Schroeder takes another hit.
All right, so PG turns it over. Boy, it looks like around at Morgan. Morgan just turned it over. They fumbled it. Grantsville, eh?
Grantsville's got some life. 14-3, I believe the score is, and Morgan was driving. That's a big turnover for Grantsville, assuming that this holds up.
At midfield, little throw into the flat, and well, I don't know. I thought it looked like he was down.
Yeah, the refs are reffing. We'll figure this out.
They did give an indication it was going to go to Grantsville, and that appears like that's going to hold true. We're going to head back out to Viewmont as the Vikings had a 14-0 lead. It's now 14-14.
You got to update that scoreboard out there. It's confusing us. We're not smart enough to keep up.
I'm a little nervous here. I think this may have already happened. Yep, boom. You know what?
Look at you.
It's not my first rodeo, folks. Here's
you.
a replay of that pick six in case you want to see it. When it was 14-0, it's a beautiful run back. It really is.
It was. It's worth a second look.
It's worth a second look 10 minutes later. That made it 14-7. Roy has since come back to tie it up at 14 apiece.
In live action, let's get out to Skyridge at Lone Peak. Lone Peak had to punt. Skyridge has the ball at about midfield.
Actually, let's get out to Provo. We got Spanish Fork with the ball across the... Wait. And the good news, folks, is we're good 15 minutes away from the next break.
Oh, yeah.
We got gold for the next 15 minutes. Let's head out to Provo here, Spanish Fork on the drive.
He ran 10, 12 yards. Just too bad it was east-west, not north and south.
Yeah, Provo kept him from his cutback lanes, and it ends up as a gain of 1 second down and 9 upcoming for the Spanish Fork Dons. Ball at the Provo 40. Got to get to the 31 for a first down. 5 minutes and 11 seconds to go. 14-9 is the score. Spanish Fork has the lead in the ball. 4 receivers in the formation. They send Vest in motion, fake the handoff, and then it's Jacobson with the run up the middle. There's a flag at the back end of this one, but Jacobson has a great run getting forwards. Might be a little bit of an illegal shift before we got going, as the refs are still conferring.
We'll take a look at that replay, see if we can see what they're talking about. So the receiver goes in motion.
Vest was moving backwards.
He was moving backwards, wasn't he?
Which is fine, and it is going to be called on Spanish Fork. I just missed what the official called. They're going to call it on number 8, it looks like.
All right, let's head out to American Fork as AFPG, Cavemen across 50.
You mean with Gary Bohannon at quarterback?
That was Blake Shapen, I believe, at quarterback.
It was both, yeah.
But you're thinking of the other guy at running back, Abram Smith.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like that era team, they did run it hard. You're right.
Gaseford now. Here's a play action for Dean, and he makes the catch. Able to hold on to it too as he's ripped out of bounds. It is 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
One of the hallmarks of this American Fork team that I've watched over the past, 5, 6, 7 years with their wide receivers, they've always got these tall, long receivers. You can just throw that ball up and they find it. Dean's just the latest in a long line of those guys.
Dean, the senior.
Made it easy for his quarterback there. He just put it up there, and Dean went up and did the rest.
Out jump Dexton Nuttall for the football. 1st and 10 now from the 12. And we have a timeout called by Aaron Beeman, offensive coordinator Michael Hunsaker. We will take one with them as well. American Fork inside the red zone, up 7-2 late in the first half.
All right, we got a timeout there. Let's head back out to Morgan. I think. There we go. Grantsville with it, right at midfield after that turnover.
This quarterback in trouble. Pass complete.
Oh, way to hold on to the ball there.
And that is going to be a first down. What a catch there.
Hanson with a big hit, but Grantsville holds on to it, gets that first down.
It's a great play.
Number 19 there on the reception. Oh, 16?
I thought it was Fuentes as well, number 19.
I thought it was 19 as well.
Fuentes. On our replay, that's what it looked like. What a play there by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
3rd and 15.
Pick up the first down, big play.
One of their longer offensive plays.
Touchdown, Lone Peak! Sean Tahi! The sophomore.
They took a shot, but it was a different way.
Just as effective. Both count for 6.
We were saying it coming into the drive. They've had success running the football like that. Don't go away from that. That's good. You're going to get, if you can run the ball effectively like that, you're going to get.
We're kind of late getting into that one. In fairness, Jeff was trying to get us there 15 minutes ago.
I wanted to go to that game all night.
Nice run there, Lone Peak. Their first touchdown. They've got the lead, and the point after up and good. So a 10-7 lead here for the Knights. As let's head back out to PG. AF with the ball inside the red zone, looking to go up 2 possessions.
Thursday and Friday. I should say that Bountiful Roy game is Thursday. Join us also next Thursday from LP as Lehigh takes on Lone Peak. What a matchup that is going to be in Highland, Utah. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on your home for Lone Peak football, the Rewind Sports Network. As we're watching David Gaisfer go back to work and throwing into the end zone. Wide open and into the end zone, making the catch for the touchdown. His second of the game is Cash Tayese.
Yeah, great job there. They ran kind of a flood
We had some technical difficulties at Provo. Let's head back out to Spanish Fork. They just scored. So
we are firing on all cylinders.
Hey, Grantsville's across the 50. Should we head out to Morgan?
I hope so.
Let's go to Morgan.
Cade Randall. He had a great game at Grantsville yesterday. I'll give you those stats here in a minute. Here's Van Vliet's pass across the middle, intercepted by the Trojans. Hanson with the interception. Second interception of the game for the Trojans.
That's about the third pass that Van Vliet's thrown out there that he's had a guy wide open and just too high.
Just sailed a little bit, didn't it? It's high altitude.
He's got to put that on him. If he puts that on him, Hanson's probably going to give him a good hit, but he shows that he can hold on to it. Had that guy open.
Ledger Keel is on the line for the Trojans, along with the captain, Bradley Walters. Riker Hales out there. Max Sargent. Hand off to Korth, number 31. Keeps his legs churning and gets some positive yardage there, 6-yard pickup.
This will be a big drive for the Trojans, Ty. We need to just see some consistency right here and see if they can build some momentum and just have a good, long, sustained drive.
Russell and Zach are at the wide receiver spots. Lincoln in motion. Handoff to
Korth again.
Doesn't go down, but takes a big hit there. First down. 4-yard pickup and a first down for the Trojans.
Good run by Drew. Some of those are some tough yards.
His 7th carry of the game. 2 receivers on either side. Korth in the backfield. Lincoln in motion. Here's Lincoln. Stiff arm, gets to the edge. Can he turn it? 8-yard pickup there for Lincoln.
Good run by Lincoln and pops it outside. Had to make that guy miss or uses that stiff arm to get around him. If he doesn't do that, it's a great play by the Cowboys, but Lincoln turns it upfield and makes a good gain.
Gabe Whiting on the line for the Trojans as well. Second down and short for the Trojans. Here's Sheffield. Steps back, throws one deep for Russell. A little bit out of his reach.
Just it looked like a little confusion there no connection between Russell and Beck on that play.
All right, Skyridge with a good drive going after that Lone Peak touchdown. So we're going to toggle between these two games as Lone Peak trying to defend here.
Handoff. Quickly wrapped up. Great job by that Lone Peak defense. Once again, Tahi was in there.
Third down. Gives it to Lincoln. Gets the first down and more.
That run's been super consistent tonight, and Lincoln's just been getting through that hole. Shout out to the line because you got Big Max there making a nice hole and right on the back of Walters, right?
Walters is playing great tonight on the line. Here's another handoff. This one to Korth. Has an opening. Has some open grass. He's out to the 40. Spins down to the 35-yard line. Big pickup there.
Nice run Korth there by Drew. He bounces.
First and 10 now from the Lone Peak 44. 90 seconds left to play in the first half. Sweetwine's going to pass. Over the top. Jump ball, incomplete.
Great defense.
So you test number one, Jaden Mayberry. You often lose.
Yeah, well, the pass was late for one, and then it hung up into the air for a while. You're getting a talented defender like Mayberry on that side. If you're open, you got to hit that window. That was the zone window right there. You got to hit that.
Becomes the interviewee. Here's Chef. Pass. Complete. No, sorry. Incomplete.
Right through Lincoln's hands.
It's another pass. Sweetwine. The other side of the field. Caught at the 30. Fighting for more yards to the 25-yard line. Skyridge marching.
Chef. Oh, no. The ball never snapped.
Nope.
What happened?
Max said, hey, I thought it was on 3.
It's one of those ones.
Oh,
everybody
boy.
but the center.
Yeah.
Max did not move there. So
Peak 25. Quite a response here by Skyridge. Clock stops with 1:16 to play in the half. Trips left for Sweetwine. Blitz comes. He keeps. Escapes the blitz. Gets to the 20. Ball's loose. Recovered by Skyridge. They are fortunate. Selu came up and got it.
Great tackle. Great tackle right there at poking his ball out, getting an opportunity for somebody.
But it's a loose rule.
Okay.
Here's Chef. Dropping, passing. This time complete to Lincoln. Tackled immediately, but not before he picks up some positive yardage there for the Trojans.
At least makes it third and manageable here, Ty.
That's
good grab by Lincoln.
18th pass that Chef has thrown this game. Beck Sheffield. Also pitcher on the baseball team for the Trojans. This time hands it off to Lincoln. Lincoln spins forward for some positive yardage.
Skyridge gets the ball to open the second half. That's why this is really important. Lone Peak showing blitz. They bring the heat. Sweetwine gets rid of it.
Oh, great defense. All over.
Catch is made, but he's wrapped up quickly. Great job by number 8. Once again, it's Cade Hansen who's having himself a night.
This is great defense there by Hansen. Half a second more, he would have been in the passing lane for an interception. But you'd be on top of your coverage right there, make it a no gain. Make it third and short. See what they do. Great defense.
Not going anywhere. What a job by the Lone Peak defense.
Now this is all right. Let's head back out to PG. American Fork trying to create some separation here.
SA goes in motion to the right, or to the left rather. Here's a handoff to Afu. Afu gets into the stack. He gets maybe a yard. Good pursuit there by the PG defense to swallow him up in the hole.
And I got to say, I've been impressed with PG's rush defense tonight. They've actually been very, very strong in the middle there. They've not found a ton of success, speaking of American Fork, running the ball between the tackles.
13-2 here in favor of American Fork. Again, both touchdowns from David Gaisford to Cash Tayese. First drive of the game went 5 plays to get into the end zone. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Gaisford from the shotgun, Afu to his right. Gaisford looking, throws the screen. That's complete to Wilkinson. Bumps into his own man, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 9-yard line.
Tackle on Dean on the play. Here's the thing. As a receiver on that, you're obviously kind of ranging out to the side there. It's hard to determine where guys are when you're looking back towards the quarterback to catch that ball. It's unfortunate that Dean had his leg planted right essentially where he caught that pass.
Loss of 1 on the play. Once again, remember, Lewis Connect had an extra point blocked.
All right, we want to keep you updated. Skyridge had to settle for a field goal, and this one hit off the upright.
Well,
good.
We're getting closer.
Ugh.
So there's that. That's brutal. In a game this tight, that's 3 field goals.
And here's the thing, like, kickers sometimes get the raw end when it comes to, like, perception and haggling and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, how about you go sit on the sideline for 20 minutes and then come in and try to get 3 points? It's a tough job. And that one, oh, man. And he's at the distance, every one of them.
Every single one of them, yeah.
Anyway.
3 that he's going to feel like he should have had.
Yeah, that game's still 10-7. Lone Peak out in front. Let's head back. AF looking like they're going to try for a field goal here.
By plenty, by the way.
Yeah, 26-yarder it looks like here.
Yeah, far less than a 58-yarder. Good snap, good hold, connects kick. No problem.
Yeah, great kick there.
Splits the uprights, and it is 16-2 in
All
favor.
right, so that field goal was good, 16-2. Want to let you know the Provo Bulldogs just scored. We got a game in Provo, but we're up against the top of the hour. We're going to step aside. 8 o'clock hour done. You're listening to KSL Sports Red Zone.
Luckily, 17's just one step too late because
Ball now on the 5-yard
it's actually
line.
a great game.
Or third down. Here's Lincoln, dives in. Is he in
He's
for a
in.
touchdown?
He's in.
Touchdown Trojans. Lincoln Gilson.
Just bowls his way into the end zone on that play, Ty.
It's 5-yard run for touchdown.
Second rushing touchdown for him.
It's awesome.
Going back to his slide before the game, we talked about him doing it all from every position, and that's exactly what he's showing tonight. He's like, I can run the ball, I can catch the ball. You want me to punt return? I'll do that. Oh, you need a safety for a pick? I got you.
Yeah, PAT was good by Gorham. 6:57 to go until halftime. Morgan 21, Grantsville 3. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Morty's Car Wash. Whether you prefer an automatic bay with our touch-free or soft touch bays, or prefer to get hands-on and use our self-serve bays, we've got you covered. But enough talk, let's put it to the test. Let's go!
Oh yeah, let's go. Well, the results speak for themselves. Come on down to Morty's Car Wash in South Weaver and join the family.
It's not often on a October night that the cheerleaders don't have to wear their jackets.
Yeah, this has been incredible weather. You're not hitting 90 degrees usually in October. Normally we're pretty chilly right now. Looks like Doc Mack is taking a good look here at Riker and helping him out. Hopefully maybe he can get back on the field.
Yeah, I hope so.
Another good kick by Gorham.
That'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Gorham's a sophomore, number 39. He's really playing well this season, Gorham is. Can I give a little birthday shout out to the new 18-year-old on the Trojan defense? Had an interception for his birthday. Number 10, Luke Bowerly.
Only because he got the interception will I allow it.
Okay, well, happy birthday, Bowerly. Maybe he'll get a pick six.
Maybe.
Quarterback keeps it. He fakes the handoff and slipped down there.
When you see Nick Priest's side go down too, I'd be like, oh.
Oh, and Tate Still.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture that Ben Brown took of Tate Still on his scoop and score from last week?
No, I did not ever see that
his
picture.
Bicep looked huge. It was an awesome.
Welcome in hour number 2 as catch up on action that occurred while we were at break. Morgan scored again. That game 21-3 Trojans leading Grantsville. We talked about Provo. They got a touchdown right as we were going to break. And Spanish Fork quickly down the field. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Let's head out to Provo as the Dons leading 21-16.
On the scoreboard, if it doesn't work out, then you have a stopped clock. I mean, I like that play call.
Offense, getting the play call from the sideline. 30 seconds. Spanish Fork already possibly in field goal range. We have seen them at the high school level during the course of our tour around Utah County from this length, but depending on your kicker, results may vary. Smith claps the hands, takes the snap, looking, finds a soft spot in the coverage, and Kauli is upended, turned around, and right in the middle of the field. 24 seconds to stop the clock temporarily, but now it's already going again as the officials have spotted it. Smith claps the hands, handoff to Vest up the middle. There's room. He's got blocking on the perimeter, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown with 12 seconds to go. Spanish Fork goes back up.
And that is exactly what Spanish Fork wanted out of that sequence. They wanted a touchdown, and they wanted to leave Provo with no time left on the clock. That is an impressive drive by the Spanish Fork Dons.
They had a minute 24.
And Spanish Fork, Jeff, you know what I think. I think this is a scary, scary team.
Yeah, and they're doing it in different ways. I mean, they can play defense, and they can score fast. They march down the field quickly on that touchdown.
Speaking of, we got a new ball game that we just brought in for you. Springville, not Spanish Fork, Springville and Maple Mountain, a great rivalry. Red Devils trailing the Golden Eagles 24-14, 1 minute to go. Springville with the football at their own 30. Let's head out for this Springville drive.
Yeah, it kind of plays a little bit into the hand of who the Red Devils are identity-wise. Because this is what they do.
And they take a shot there on first down, incomplete, trying to get the pass out to Drake Peterson.
Yeah, this is their bread and butter in their pass game, is they are going to look every single time to take the shot. They are all about the explosive play when it comes to their pass offense. Again, in the last game, Levitt only had 10 completions but had 250 yards, and so when they get in the air, they are trying to get huge chunks. And they certainly tried to get a huge chunk there on first down.
2nd and 10 here for Springville. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Levitt back to throw. Steps up, throws high into some traffic and incomplete. 3 Golden Eagles in the vicinity, but it falls incomplete, fortunately, there if you're Levitt and Springville.
Yes, to be on the coverage there, and haven't heard Henderson's name a ton over there for the Red Devils, as he was the intended target there, as trying to get underneath there and hoping for some yards after the catch. But a little bit of a missed throw there from Levitt leads to a long third down.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Keep an eye on DD 99. He's to the bottom of your screen and in the slot. They look over the middle into traffic. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Maga. He runs it back inside the 20, and he's thrown down at about the 14-yard line. And that's the first INT of the season thrown from Easton Levitt. He just put that ball into trouble.
Yeah, trying to get it up to Didi, who gets up there, but nice hands. That is this number 34 that really causes this interception. That's Tiger Hakes. Was able to get his paws up there, and then Maga on the tip drill there, and then excellent return, gets it inside the 15-yard line, and now Maple Mountain goes from a potentially scary moment here of being able to potentially have this be a one-possession ball game. Now has 40 seconds.
All right, we're going to bring it in-house. Boy, that was a nasty hit. You could see it on the replay. That was not good. Certainly hope that he's okay.
Yeah, the big hit. It's a scary sport sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, let's get you caught up on some other action. As soon as that game resumes, we'll catch up on what's happening there. As Maple Mountain will have it inside the 20. Jeff, big news last night. I don't know if you heard. There was a big rivalry game. A lot of people thought it'd be close. It wasn't.
No.
As Utah Military Hill Field defeated Utah Military Camp Williams 52-12.
Yeah.
A blowout.
Yeah, big game.
I thought it'd be close.
Everybody wanted to talk about that one.
Yeah.
Big game. 52-12?
52-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
And there you have it.
So that was your Thursday night.
Dead air. There was another game. Skyview and Ridgeline.
I was just setting you up.
I know, you were setting me up. It was the Graham Livingston game, and it's been Graham Livingston game several times over the last couple of years. But 3 big touchdown catches, from Nate Dolly at quarterback at Ridgeline. I mean, we talked about it. I don't know who stops Ridgeline in 4A. Ridgeline gets a 56-13, I think, is what the final score ended up being. Up
Something
there
like that,
in Thrillville. I was against a Skyview team that just beat Orem a couple of weeks ago. So, I mean, it's not like they were playing nobody. They were playing a 5-2 Skyview team. That's a solid team. But Ridgeline, man, my goodness, that offense.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I think they were, I don't want to say they were fighting themselves early. There was a lot of talent. I think learning how to deal with expectations early, right? They had some close games early.
Yeah.
They're not having close games now.
No.
They're looking like everyone thought they would. Other action going on tonight, Bingham, Riverton. It's been a great battle the last couple of years. Riverton's made that a rivalry, which is awesome. That game 7 apiece last check in the first half.
Yeah, that's a big game, and Bingham just came back. They were down 7-0 for a little while there. Another game we're watching up north in Region 1. Just when you think you know everything in Region 1, I mean, the whole region decides to work together and flip everything on its head. Syracuse with a late field goal in the second half with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They go up, take a 10-7 lead into the half at Fremont. Of course, Fremont coming off a huge win against Davis, but this is Region 1. It's chaos.
And this is what happens when Dane and Jeff talk about you, right?
Correct.
You get all excited, and you gotta make sure you don't have, the letdown the next week.
Yeah.
Speaking of Weber, Farmington, I mean, with that Davis loss, it opens the door for Weber to be a co-region champ again. Farmington, what a start for them on this Week 8 night. 21-7, the Phoenix on the road nonetheless, with a really strong first half.
And we'll just stick with the Region 1 theme.
Let's do it.
After the first quarter, it was 0-0, and you thought, hey, Layton and Davis, we got another game. Davis found their offense. It's 21-0. Just a couple of minutes left before halftime.
Interesting game. A region game, as those of you on the stream can see the Maple Mountain Springville game. I keep wanting to say Spanish Fork. It's not. It's Springville. There was a penalty that occurred, looks like pre-interception because the Springville offense back on the field. So we'll, again, those on the stream can watch that. That's a 10-point game and a timeout being taken here. Out to Brighton. Interesting rivalry. Good matchup. Been very even over the years. 13-7 Brighton last check.
Lehigh lost to Skyridge last year, fell out of our top 5. They're bouncing back against Westlake, and they're doing it in true Lehigh fashion. Mays Madsen with the kick return for a touchdown, and then just big plays. That's what they do. Jet New with a 58-yard pass to Madsen, and then Jet New with another 53-yard pass to Legend Glasker. It's 24-7, a couple minutes left in the first half. That's how Lehigh does it. That big play, that exciting offensive football. They're back.
It's fall. It means that, you start to have bugs coming out, running around. Injury bug is bit East this year. Think about the great start we saw from East. They had some really big wins. Like, oh my goodness, this East team, like this is a team that can put together a run again. They're in a battle tonight, taking on Skyline 14-12. The Leopards in the lead, but very competitive game. It's just crazy how quickly a season can turn, right? When you lose key
players.
Yep.
That's what it is. A team that nobody wrote Bountiful off. I want to be very clear. Nobody has written Bountiful off. But at the beginning of the year, we sort of kind of thought that at the beginning of the year, we kind of did. Nobody did. This Bountiful team, are they as good as we thought? Because we all thought that, hey, this is a state champion, right? They're going to be right there. And then they sort of were an afterthought for a little while. They're back. I mean, they're really back. It's 34-7 against Box Elder. There's still 8 minutes left in the second quarter, last report that I have, and they've already put up 34 points. And you know what the big difference is? Siaki Fekitoa, he's healthy again.
Yeah.
So that injury bug you talk about.
Well, and I think the other thing with that, too, is sometimes when you have a starter go down, other players have to step up. And then when they show they can step, well now you got depth, and now you got even more belief, and that's really, really dangerous. It's great if you're a Bountiful fan. Harriman Mountain Ridge, interesting game in Region 2 tonight. The Harriman Mustangs been a tough start to the year for Coach Rickards in his first year there at Harriman. But looking good on the road in a rivalry game, leading Mountain Ridge 10-6 at the half.
Let's go down south.
Yeah, let's do it.
Crimson Cliffs. We talked about Crimson Cliffs, that they're looking a little bit more Crimson Cliffsy. They're up 28-0 with a few minutes left in the first half. And it's been the big three. It's Alofopo, it's McCord Christiansen. I mean, Alofopo has a couple of touchdowns already. Crimson Cliffs looks like Crimson Cliffs again.
And you know, you talk about can anyone deal with Ridgeline? That is a team that potentially can. Mm-hmm. Old McCord Christiansen, Mack Truck, whatever you want to call him. That dude's a problem. Snow Canyon, Desert Hills in a battle. Last check in the first half, 7 apiece.
And Cedar City and Dixie. It's 7-0 Cedar over the Dixie Flyers.
Logan taking on Mountain Crest. Mountain Crest had a great effort last week, fell just short. No, they beat Green Canyon last week. That's right, they stunned Green Canyon last week. And have a 14-3 lead over the Logan Grizzlies.
Mountain Crest is a really good 5-2 team.
They are.
That you sort of forget about. We don't talk enough about them. Did we talk West? We talked East. We didn't talk West. West is hosting Highland. It's 14-6. This Highland team is not the Highland of the last few years. Yeah. I don't know that they are quite there yet. They're not quite back.
I think they're getting better,
but they've been very good.
Yeah.
They've been very good.
How about a game? I can't believe we haven't talked about this one, Jeff. I'm actually stunned we haven't talked about this one. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I haven't brought it up.
I'm also disappointed in you.
Yeah, I'm kind of just debating just not.
That seems like the logical thing to do.
Clearly. We're halfway through. Why bring it up now? Manti Richfield?
Yeah.
7-0 Richfield last check, leading the Templars. That potent offense of Manti. We talk about how good the defense of Richfield is. And Richfield can score. I don't mean to underwrite that offense at all, right?
No.
But 7-0 Richfield. That defense, it's got something in store for Starkweather and company.
That was the game we talked about. That I wouldn't have been surprised if that one was 50-42. I also wouldn't have been surprised if it's a 13-10 game. Both sides of the ball very good on both sidelines in that game. Ogden. They got a tough matchup against Juan Diego. That's a tough matchup for anybody, but especially for Ogden. They jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter, but the second quarter was all Juan Diego, 21 unanswered points going into the half. The Soaring Eagle, 21-7 lead over Ogden.
I'm gonna double dip here. Can I? Is that okay?
You may. I'll allow it.
He double dipped the chip.
Oh, you did.
Here we go. You know what makes me really excited? Well,
rural football.
It does, actually. I love rural football. But can I tell you, we've talked about a couple games, Region 1 in particular. You have big weeks last week. What's your response coming off of that, right?
Yeah.
The energy,
yeah.
The focus, all of that. There's a lot that goes in after you come off such an emotional week. What was your favorite game last week, Jeff?
It was North Summit and Beaver.
Have you looked and seen what they've done this week?
I did look at Beaver. They bounced back.
They bounced back very well. Now they're playing Parowan.
Last I saw, I think I saw 35 something.
Correct, 35
yeah.
nothing.
And then I did look North Summit, I believe, North Severe, right?
Yep,
and it was
that's
a little
correct.
tighter than I expected it to be.
No.
But it has opened up.
34-7.
Okay, well,
this
there
was
you go.
20-0 in the first quarter. The thing that makes me so excited is I feel pretty good that we're going to get to see that matchup again, North Summit and Beaver. And I love the responses in the week after that physical and intensive a game. 5 overtimes, right? For one team, the elation of getting past Beaver has been the dominant. For the other one, the bitterness of the defeat and the bounce back from that. And they've both been super strong in games that I think we would have picked them to win. But yeah, they've both shown, hey, look, that's in the past, and we're worried about tonight. And I love that. That's a championship mentality. And it's what makes me so excited for version 2 of that matchup when it comes, because it will.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun game. I hope we get to see it. I hope it is the exact same game. I would like to watch that game over again. I don't really care what the outcome is.
Do
Those
you
two
only
teams
want
look like
that game
juggernauts.
if you get multiple overtimes, Jeff?
At this point,
Let's be
yes.
honest.
At this point, I don't really want to watch any football unless it goes into sudden death overtimes like that. A team that everybody knows, but we don't talk about a whole lot because they just do their thing, Corner Canyon, playing again without Helam and Kasuga. But Bronson Evans, he would like us to start talking about him. I mean, he didn't say anything to me personally, but his play is making us want to talk about him. Bronson Evans, a couple of touchdown passes in this one. Now, Krishan Lee has 3 touchdowns on the game, including a punt return for a touchdown and a 70-yard score. It is Corner Canyon up 28-7 over Copper Hills.
How's the Jeffy Bowl doing tonight?
I haven't looked at Carbon, but I know that my Falcons, Clearfield, is taking on Bonneville, and it was 17-3 last I looked, which isn't a bad showing from a Jeffy Bowl standpoint. But I haven't looked at Carbon. Let me quickly check. Carbon, I have no score. Carbon is down 7-0, so I'm losing.
Because is it total points? Point differential?
Differential, yep.
Point differential?
Yeah.
For those on the stream, you can see Roy in business. They got this down inside the 5. They'll have a first and goal, chance for them to go up for the first time tonight. Let's head. Nope, this one's coming back. Bringing it back.
Bummer.
Meanwhile, we do have a new game for you. We'll get it. Well, it's at the break right now, but we are just looking at some highlights of it. It is the Manti Richfield game. We'll get that one up for you as soon as that one gets going again.
Be excited about that one.
I'm actually super
Folks
excited about that
who
one.
haven't seen that, I mean, Mason Starkweather, we've talked about him a bunch for Manti. Gage Yardley. I had a conversation with some folks in my other world, my recruiting world. Gage Yardley, I asked just kind of straight up, like, hey, what's his recruit status look like? What kind of prospect is he? And it was a resounding, he's a college football prospect. He's a Division I prospect, FBS prospect, maybe a Power 5 guy. He just plays at Richfield, so you don't really know much about him.
Who do you think is one of the more underrated prospects in the state right now, Jeff?
Yeah, it's Gage Yardley. I mean, I feel like you set me up for that one. Like I answered it before you asked.
Well, I did that just so I sounded smart.
Oh, I get it. But yeah, no, Gage Yardley. He's been phenomenal. I like Kendall Wall too a lot out at Mountain Ridge. He plays for Mountain Ridge. They haven't had a great season, but Kendall Wall seemingly every week puts up big numbers for the defensive end spot.
I mean, just talking about that, you talk about Manti. Mason Starkweather has 31 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Through 7 weeks. Is that good?
I think it's okay.
Stone Mortensen. We talk about Starkweather because he's the quarterback, but the quarterback only gets stats if someone's catching the ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And it has been Stone Mortensen this year. He's got 13 receiving touchdowns. He's averaged 18 yards a reception. Is that good?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
There's a few.
It's a good offense.
Big run by Roy. Those of you on the stream have seen it. Roy is now inside the red zone. Let's get out.
Send it, Jeff.
Let's get out to Viewmont to see what the Royals do.
You're spot on, Moose.
Close, but no cigar.
First and 10 Royals. Believe it or not, first trip to the red zone tonight for the Roy.
That is crazy.
Gardner, shot for the end zone, looking for Froker, incomplete. Broke it up there by Jordan Jones, brings up second down.
Man, should have just thrown it to his feet. He's one heck of a kicker and punter, and he would have trapped that, gotten it into his paws eventually. Montana State coming in and getting some commitments. They've gotten the Alfords, they've gotten a couple different guys, and they target who they want, and they go after them hard.
Incomplete pass brings up second and 10 here for Roy. 9:40 to play. Two backs in the backfield. Yes. Hand this one off to Young. Makes a nice move. Stays on his feet inside the 10. He should have another first down.
It seemed like he broke about 14 tackles on that run with all those spin moves and whatnot. Great job, and this puts you first and goal with a great rushing attack from Roy.
First and goal from the 6, gain of 11 for Young. Gets the carry again, pushes the pile, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Roy.
It looks like Roy had numbers on that kind of zone. It looks like Roy had numbers on that wide out run.
Use your words, Moose.
No. See, this is what you get. You make a little joke, and then you need Dane to come in and save you on the air live.
I am in the midst of a lover's quarrel. This is not great.
All right, let's head back out to Lone Peak. This game back from halftime. Lone Peak leading Skyridge 10-7. And, boy, just like that, the Knights deep into Skyridge territory.
Talked about it earlier. Darius Afalava headed to Oklahoma. Ben Howard going to Cal. And you look at the younger brother of Ben Howard, Jaden Howard, 6'7".
That's a big boy. Great job again with this running game right here. Selu, who had a big first half.
Number 36 defense. 5-yard penalty, yardage results in a first down.
Yeah, that's tough. You get third and short. You've been doing so good on third down of your defense, and then you jump off sides right there.
First down and 10. Breaking tackles near the 40. Good run by Selu. Good yardage on a first down, 2nd and 4. Patiently runs. Bottle up before he gets to the marker. So it'll be a third down here.
It's third and very short. It's going to be third and half a yard right there. Great job right there by this offense. Patient. Oh, they gave him the first down. I thought he was short. I thought
he was short too. They gave him the benefit of the doubt. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 43. Selu again. Up the middle. Wow. Strong, powerful run. Great job by Selu running with violence. With a vendetta. That was a violent run.
Hey, you can't be tiptoeing around.
No,
that's
how you run.
Selu did a great job.
If you're a young kid watching, how do you play running back? That's exactly how you do it.
Go up and get it. QB run
Sweet
game.
line. Ooh, speaking of.
Stalemate.
Tahi again. He's holding down that edge.
Junior Tahi's been amazing in this football game. Doing a great job at that right defensive end. Anything that goes off that left offensive line, Tahi's been there to mess that up. So, Skyridge, take note. You can't run that way. But great, unless you do the RPO. They do an RPO game there. get Tahi a little aggressive and go right behind him, that would be a great play for them.
3rd and 5 from the 48. Lone Peak showing pressure. They bring the house. Can they get to him?
Look at
yes,
it.
they can!
Wow.
Another sack for Lone Peak.
Check that pressure.
My bad. Skyridge had the football, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Oops.
You're bad.
They won't have it for long because that Lone Peak defense making another stop like they've done all night. It's been impressive.
Yeah, that defensive line has been a menace all year long. No difference here, and especially on that play, big sack on 3rd down.
Let's take a break. We're at the bottom of the hour. You are listening to the KSL Sports Red Zone.
Skyridge has the punt. Another ball in the turf.
Better punt.
Handles it well. Great punt. Over the returner's head. And it's going to roll all the way into the end zone. Oh, tough break for Skyridge. That was a
close.
Great punt.
So a new set of downs from the 30. It's 1st down, Viewmont. Clock down to 4 again as Benji Tolman takes the Wildcat. Looking for the corner. He's dragged down. Over on that far side, I think it's Sella that made the tackle. No, excuse me, number 1. That would be Colby Froker getting it done.
Froker!
The man who can do it all for Roy.
He's almost like a Viking that I like on my show that I watch Vikings. Floki! Froker! Floki! The shipbuilder! The punter! 2 men! Both awesome.
Gain of 1 on that one. Brings up 2nd and 9.
We might call him Froiker, the shipbuilder.
3 wideouts to the near side for Longson. He'll hand this one off. Tolman's got it, some space near side. Weaving his way back and forth, and he's near the line to gain.
Wow,
just shy of it at the 39.
That's 1st down.
Oh,
it
yeah,
looks like.
gets a good spot at the 40. And that's a new set of downs.
The ref closest to us, he's like, yeah, he's got the 1st.
So Viewmont back-to-back 1st downs, and they're on the move with 6 minutes to go.
They're going to take all the time in the world as well.
They dominated the time of possession in that 1st half. 18 minutes to about 5.
Looks to be a little confusion. Someone's not out there that ought to be.
They're short a person. The play clock's now under 10.
All right, 5 seconds.
Ready for the Wildcat again. Gets the play off. Tolman right up the middle. Still on his feet. And the pile gets moved over around the 44-yard line.
You got that big package coming in where you're involving D linemen, O linemen, specialists, anyone that's got a helmet on, it seems. If you're not paying attention, your number might be called. Like that just happened right there.
Gain of 4 on that one, brings up 2nd and 6. As Tolman's been the workhorse on this drive. Royals show pressure. Longson keeps it himself this time and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now with time Sella there for the stop.
Of course it's Sella. Celebrate Sella.
They give him 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd and 5 on that. Vikings 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far on this drive. Trying to answer that Roy touchdown.
I've been impressed with this Roy defense finally cracking down. And
Welcome back. Our show is through halftime. Games are through halftime. Every game back going. Looking right now, Viewmont trailing Roy 21-14 after the Vikings started this game. Boy, Jeff, it was bang, bang, 14-0.
That pick six.
Yeah.
That pick six, man, all the momentum.
Right.
All the momentum. Viewmont is right there I think they were inside the 15-yard line, looking to go up 21-0. Pick six turns around, and it's been all Roy since then. But Viewmont just crosses into Roy territory. They need some points. Just to find that juice again, they need to find some momentum.
Provo has the ball to start the second half. They nearly had an impressive touchdown. There is a flag on the play, so I think Provo's going to have it inside the red zone. We'll get you out to that one shortly. We also got another game that we will get you caught up on, Desert Hills and Snow Canyon. That one in the second half as well. And Richfield into Manti territory. The Wildcats with the 7-0 lead. Let's head out to Manti.
Initial possession of the second half for either team, and Malik breaks a tackle. Malik's downside the 35, the 30, and brought down on a saving tackle there.
Yeah, just that fake pitch brings a couple of guys outside, and then Malik Fountain able to run over people and get into the secondary. Almost a 20-yard gain on that one.
All right, we're going to head back over to Provo. The Bulldogs do have it inside the red zone.
Don't hear any whistles from up here, so Orchard was jumping on it just in case. Sorry, McKay jumps on it just in case, but it'll be incomplete, second down and 10.
It's kind of a best-case scenario there for Provo because they didn't fumble it, and even if he had caught it, he was going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage for loss. So they're able to keep a second and 10 rather than a second and 12.
From the right hash, Provo lines up. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. That's Griffin DiMartini. Less than 10 on the play clock. Orchard still looking over, still getting the play in. 1. They snap it. No delay. Game comes in. Griffin DiMartini come back. Incomplete. Right at the pylon.
Provo well with it. Oh, we do have some laundry on the field. We'll see what the call is there.
Coming from the far side away from the play. If it was going to be delay of game, you got to blow that whistle before we get into the play. If it was going to be
that offensive line.
It's going to be third down. We'll call it a long 4 yards.
Unless they call that Gage Yardley play a pass a couple plays ago, still no passes.
Now they give to Malik, and Malik cuts off the left side, trying to break a tackle. He's brought down short of the first down. It's going to be fourth down and short for Richfield.
Watch Lane Cox come up from a safety position and make a tackle here. Lane Cox just one-on-one with Malik Fountain. Malik's a tough runner, tries to get that straight arm, but Lane's...
2 receivers top, 2 receivers bottom. Larson and DiMartini down on that route. Goes to Larson on an outbreaker, off the hands, incomplete. Fourth.
Under center is Wayman with a hard count, trying to draw him off sides. Now a flag by the referee, and I believe it's going to be a false start on Richfield.
Oh, yeah, Richfield fans were clapping pretty big there. I think they thought that was going to be against Manti, but the white hat comes in and calls it the other way, makes that fourth down a little bit harder there, back 7 yards.
Penalty against the Wildcats.
And that's going to be the 6th penalty on Richfield. We'll have to look at that. I was trying to look at the replay and see who moved on that.
You going to call him out on the radio, Rick?
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm just trying to see what what movement. I just didn't know. I didn't see anything by either team, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, they're going to go trips left now.
Now, Wayman wanting to pass, being pressured, throws down, and throws in for Yardley, and there's going to be pass. Oh, he caught it. Is it a touchdown?
Just short.
No,
but
the 1 yard line.
Wow, what a pass. Gage Yardley just fights off the defender, able to go get that one. And then I think they're going to call it pass interference as well.
Yeah, Yardley is just in another level of play. Terrific catch
just
there.
An athlete, man. Guy that took that long 70-so yard pass last year in the state championship game, making a great play. Making a huge play. Richfield ran over 6 minutes off this clock here in the third quarter, under 6 minutes left. Are they going to call it?
All right, well, we'll keep you updated on what that call is. Looks like they may go touchdown. Let's head to Lone Peak as the Knights knocking on the door.
Yeah, they're hitting this play-action game here. Now it's 3rd and long. But they do have a field goal in this game, so they have a kicker they can trust, especially at this distance. Be about a 42-yarder. And here, I would just get a chunk. I would actually run the ball right off right tackle, try to center it up as much as I can, but get as much close as I can as well.
3rd and 8. Nime Tolu, pass.
Crossing route, caught, stuck right at the marker. I think he's got it. First down, Lone Peak.
Well, I mean, they've been running this, and the only reason this has been successful is because they've had a strong running game, but great job right there.
Quick pitch back, and that's, I believe, Slate Wright.
Yeah, Slate Wrights with a 1-yard pitch to the outside. Nobody outside for the Templars and just steps into the end zone unencumbered, untouched, 13-0 for the Wildcats. Manti's going to have to come back
quickly. Both teams not exactly high pace. Another run.
Good pickup right there. That's about
All right, real quick update for you. Provo did have to settle for a field goal that game, 28-19. Spanish Fork with the ball. Meanwhile, Viewmont inside the 10 will toggle between these two.
Here for the Vikings. Longson wanted to go end zone, makes a move, and is stopped near the 7-yard line.
Good job just getting positive yards when everything's not where you want it, and that takes us to the fourth quarter.
And that will take us
off the Tahi. That would be my 2 plays back-to-back right here.
We have 90 seconds left in the quarter. The third quarter has flown by. Nime Tolu to the end zone. Intercepted. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Defense steps up again. That has been the story tonight.
Multiple interceptions. Great job right there. Nima Tolu threw that.
All right, we got quarter breaks in a couple games, so let's head out to Provo. Spanish Fork still with the football, leading here by 2 possessions early in the third.
Officials have the whole game covered. And so Spanish Fork sets up from the right hash. They have 3 receivers to that boundary side, top of the formation. Just 1 on the field side left. Looking to the right, goes to Jacobson, bobbing and weaving through tacklers and moving up for about 10 yards. You get the penalty yardage back and more. Third down and call it 6.
Tackled by number 9, Mason Gregory. Gain of 8 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Similar formation on 2nd down and 5. Claps his hands, looking left, pump fake.
20, 10, 5, touchdown, Skyridge, 70 yards.
Wow.
See you later.
Quick operation right there. You get a chunk play, you follow it up with another chunk play. While the defense is hurting, like, oh, I can't believe I got that. You're on the ball, ready to do another one. That right there was a simple zone read right there. But Selu, speed to the outside. Great job, great execution. Great job after the turnover. I cannot say that enough.
All right. Touchdown there, Skyridge. 2-play drive, man. That was quick.
We talked about how Skyridge wants to play. That gross football, defense, forced turnovers, and the running game. Well, there it was, all on display. Hey, real quick, this is a radio station. By request, Harriman, 10-6. Somebody wanted a score update. Harriman is up 10-6.
We just tried to jump pass at Viewmont. Was that intercepted? No. Woo!
That was a little Tim Tebow-y.
I'll tell you this.
Didn't quite work like Tebow.
37 has the 2 rushing touchdowns for Viewmont. That would have really spoiled the night if that did not end up hitting the turf.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Provo, look out.
Boy, Provo, the Dogs, every time it looks like Spanish Fork is pulling away, the Bulldogs just respond and get right back into it. I'm really curious. I have no idea what to expect from Viewmont after that jump pass. It's got me all, mixed up.
Hook and ladder from the 6. What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Coleman now goes out of the formation. Longson over the middle, incomplete. Broken up. And that's number 65, Cade Draper, with the pass breakup, and it's a turnover on downs.
Cade Draper, phenomenal offensive lineman, gets in on defense every once in a while. That was
all right. we're going to take you out to Manti as the Templars on a drive here. They've got it inside the 10. This is not a goal-to-go scenario in the third quarter. How about that defensive stop for Roy?
Yeah, huge stop by Roy. And now Manti, Mason Starkweather Industries with a chance to get the Templars back into this one.
Where do you go here, Jeff?
I put this into Mason's hands.
Well, it has to. He's the quarterback.
That was the answer. I can't get it wrong. I thought I was so sneaky, and then you called me out in front of everybody.
I'm
Yeah, I know. You made me look dumb in front of all my friends.
Hey, Jeff, look, I think what we learned tonight is that's what I do, right?
Make me look dumb in front of my friends? Yeah, I know.
I know some have given me some glares in the studio here. They've not, I get it. I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Starkweather did pick up the first down, so it looks like it is first and goal from the 1 yard line for Manti.
This is the thing that's interesting for me. I haven't seen a lot of Manti yet this year. The numbers are phenomenal.
Staggering, yeah.
But if you can take away where they like to go, can they beat you another way? And that's where I think this Ridgefield matchup is so interesting because that defense is so tough. As you see Starkweather there, I think he got in.
I think so, but
I think he got in.
I haven't seen a signal yet. He looked like he got in by 3 or 4 yards, but maybe they just assumed everybody thought that was a touchdown. Dan, I think
they did call it a touchdown.
There it is. It's a touchdown.
All right. Hey, let's head out. We teased this one earlier. Desert Hills and Snow Canyon. The Thunder with a 14-7 lead here in the third.
Snap is away. Play action. Rolling out to the left. Pass across the middle. Has his receiver at the 5. Diving for the end zone. It's a touchdown. Desert Hills.
Yeah, the Thunder just finding pay dirt late in this game now. As we see on the replay here, Garrett Grondell on the play action fake, executes it perfectly, gets a great roll, and then stops and throws against his body in the middle of the field. Luckily, he's wide open and strolls into the end zone.
Had Gavin Young there for the touchdown.
All right, so the Thunder now with a 2-possession lead. They did call a touchdown for Ridgefield. And that point after good, so that one's 14-7. Let's head back out to Provo as the Bulldogs have this a 2-point game. Spanish Fork with the ball inside of 8 to go in the third.
Provo needs a stop in a big way.
Muddle huddle again, getting ready for a third down and long. This will be a pass by McKay Smith, looking and out shoots number 11 Brock Jacobson. And so when you run that no huddle, you can keep the defense on their heels, but also in the blink of an eye, you can go 3 and out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was to Brock Jacobson or if that was to Kaluli. It really was just in between them and a weirdly thrown ball.
And so Smith, following the interception, you want to get some momentum back your way as a quarterback. Not able to get into rhythm.
All right, punting situation coming up here for Spanish Fork. Let's head back to Lone Peak. The Knights trailing again with the football.
Around the line of scrimmage, and you hit right behind them with the slant routes and in routes, deep in routes, and make things happen. That was a big chunk play right there. Down by 4, and they're marching.
1st and 10 from
He takes it all the way. 76 yards for the touchdown.
Phenomenal job by Robert Young, even though we've got the white hat and some yellow handkerchiefs down here. Looks like a holding.
It is a hold against the Royals. Man, we have had so many plays. Specifically here, I went back and watched our Viewmont Northridge game. There's been so many big plays that were.
Jeff, I know you're not going to be happy.
Nope. When flags erase cool plays, I think an angel loses its wings. I think that's exactly what happens.
That's going to be a new holiday classic coming out probably next fall. So that run will not count. It was a hold was the call. So we'll send you back out to Lone Peak here. 1st and 15 for the Knights.
11 minutes to play. Nemo Tolu over the middle. Mayberry can't get to it. Nime Tolu
He had his
under
guy.
pressure, but he had a shot there, just couldn't connect.
Yeah, if you're going to get ISO coverage across the board here, you just got to connect with these guys. He had him. I don't know if he's got to hang that up a little bit there or the receiver's just got to run better right there. But that was an opportunity right there for Chunk. Missed. Play clock's running down. They got to go.
10 seconds left as they break the huddle on the play clock.
Got to go.
Under 5.
Got to go.
Running out of time. They got it off just barely. Nime Tolu trying to throw a screen. That's trouble. He goes down. He's sacked.
And that all started.
All right, so good stop there by Skyridge. We said the Roy touchdown came off the board. It did. They scored the next play. It's Roy.
Ball don't lie or something, right? I think that's what the saying is.
Something like that. Provo. My goodness, we talked about this. This offense, Jeff, and you can argue opponent and all that stuff. This offense scores, and it is moving again. They're inside the 30, trailing here by 2.
They just tried. It didn't go anywhere, but a little nifty Statue of Liberty play, a little Boise State-esque there, but it went for, I think, a loss of 1, so it didn't have quite the the fairy tale ending. But yeah, Provo, they needed a stop. They got it. This is their chance to pull ahead in this game.
You know what they really needed to do after that? He needed to run at the sideline and ask a cheerleader to homecoming.
And at this
right?
point, well, yeah, homecoming. I thought you went straight to marriage, and
No,
I was going to say, just ask
look,
anybody.
I know it's Utah.
High
come
school
on,
show.
Jeff.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
come
right.
on, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Pressure
But they do need to score. We know that. They need to find a way to get points and get get the lead in this game. Vance, you got to send us out to Provo. I'm rambling. Dane's rambling. We're rambling.
Stopped.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see them go for a field goal here, because even if they fail, it really is not incredible field position for Spanish Fork.
And that is the case. We see number 99, Spencer Schumann, trot out onto the field. Left-footed kicker.
Number 99, Spencer Schumann.
Has had a couple good so far. We did see a different kicker for the very first blocked PAT of the game. Believe that was Jonah Loosely. But it is Schumann for the long one. It is up. It's going to fall short, and we're going to get at the high school level, there's no possibility for a return because it goes into the end zone. Brock Jacobson wanted it, but
Jeff, you don't like flags. I don't like the rule that on any field goal, if it crosses the end zone, it's a touchback.
Yeah, that's a foolish rule.
Yeah, I don't love
it. Anything I don't like it.
You know, my biggest thing is it's just like, so why don't you just kick 60-yard field goals?
Yeah. If it's as good as a touchback, why not?
All right. Well, on this intriguing show, we were going to send you out, but we're near the end of the third. So Ridgefield, Manti, 14-7. Ridgefield in the lead. That game heading to the fourth quarter. Roy Viewmont already in the fourth quarter. What's been a 28-0 Roy run.
Huge play. Keneal Sweetwine for Skyridge. Under pressure, rolls out on the run, finds his guy 45 yards downfield to move Skyridge into Lone Peak territory.
Tremendous job at extending the play for one. Great block in the backfield by Selu. Look at
the block by Selu right here. That saves the play.
Lets him step up and deliver a football.
And what a throw by Sweetwine. Jared Iacopo. Jared Iacopo with the carry. Nice pickup. 2nd down and 3 from the Lone Peak 35. Skyridge trying to pull off the upset here on the road. They're in position. Under 8 minutes to play. They changed the formation.
Great job by not stepping in the neutral zone there. You got 5 seconds to get this off.
Sweetwine keeps. Sweetwine 1st down and more. Down to the 25-yard line.
Great decision there by Sweetwine because Tahi closed down on the running back.
We'll come back on this one. Let's head back out to Provo because Spanish Fork, just like that, across the 50.
Throwing it on 1st down. For it all, not able to be brought in by Gage Christensen, but a perfectly placed ball right on the breadbasket, right on the hands. Christensen,
So
while
close.
falling down, incomplete.
It's tackled at the 6. Jared Iacopo.
Those little guys, man, that's so hard to tackle. Great vision in the hole, getting as much as you can right there. Now grinding this clock out.
Sweetwine hands it off. Selu trying to fight his way in. He's not there. They stop him short. Big moment here for the Lone Peak defense.
Yeah, this defense has done a great job. Got to defend every blade of grass here.
I'm not sure if their offense can get 2 possessions. They need to keep Skyridge out of the end zone here. 2nd and goal from the 2. Sweetwine, handoff. Selu into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyridge. And the Skyridge Falcons have a 20-10 lead.
Jeff, that's a big touchdown for Skyridge.
Huge. Set up by the big Sweetwine pass. And then the run game. I mean, this Skyridge team now with a 2-possession lead.
All right,
it's
so
going to
let
be
me
tough.
let me do this. There's
I'll allow
use your
it.
words. Use your words. Spanish Fork at Provo. Don's leading 28-26 for those of you on the stream. We'll keep you updated on that. But I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Because let's presume this score holds. Skyridge leading Lone Peak by 2 possessions, 4th quarter. Going to be tough for Lone Peak.
Great.
They can do it. Going to be tough. Who's number 1? Who's number 1 in 6A?
Yeah, it's tough because I think conventional wisdom. You're going to look at corner. They're doing what you expect corner to do against Copper Hills. I think you have to. Holy cow! What a catch, Spanish Fork! For those of you on the radio, one of the most incredible contested catches I've ever seen in the high school language.
It's a good thing that Vince didn't have liquid in his mouth when that play happened because he still almost spit up.
Holy cow!
This was unreal. A little double pass. I thought that was going to be broken up. No. How about the little one-handed fend off?
No, and we let cool plays stand. That's why there was no flag. But that looks like that first pass was a forward pass.
Oh, you think so?
It was like a yard and a half forward, yeah. But it was cool, so we're going to let it stand. Touchdown, Spanish Fork. Rules only count when
it's a bad play.
Yeah. I don't remember what you had asked me. You asked me a question.
I asked you who's number 1.
Okay, yeah. The corner's doing what corner is supposed to do against Copper Hills. But I think you have to look at the injury situation there, right? I mean, this is not... Yeah, I think you have to.
No, you don't.
Because when you look at the resumes and what they've earned, both of these teams... Corner loses to Lone Peak. Skyridge beats Lone Peak. Corner has the IMG win. The resumes are going to be pretty close to even.
Okay.
So I think then you have to go to your next level of criteria, and that's what team do I think will be the best if they played head-to-head? And I think I would pick Skyridge heads up over Corner King.
I was interpreting you differently. I was interpreting that as you give Corner the benefit because of the injury.
Oh, no,
like,
I think...
no. I don't think you can do that.
I don't think so. I think you have to look at it. So for me, assuming the Skyridge result holds out, I think I actually go 1 is Skyridge, 2 is Lone Peak, 3 is Corner.
And let me just be that guy, okay? What about Lehigh?
Yeah.
You're saying they'd be 4? They have 1 loss on the year to Skyridge by what, 6? And I know it wasn't that close. They scored no time left.
Sort of, kind of, technically 6.
Right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, all of those resumes look really, really similar. And so maybe you do. Maybe you move. For me, it's Corner again because of that injury situation. Maybe you move Lehigh to 3 and Corner down to 4.
it's a really tough thing.
It is.
It is a really tough question to ask. And look, here's the other thing I'll just add. Corner beat teams without Kasuga.
Yeah.
So we talk about Evans and Briggs. They're still beating teams.
They're still winning.
This is.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It is. It's a tough one. The rankings are going to be fascinating, assuming Skyridge is able to close this out. The rankings are going to be fascinating this week because there are so many teams that you look at and say, okay, I think they've got a strong case to be number one. And we didn't even talk about Timpview. I mean, Timpview's just doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think I would make a case for Timpview at number one. But I think that if you're a T-Bird fan, you're kind of looking at it and saying, guys, we're not that far off. We should have beat Skyridge. That game gets away.
Skyridge.
They did beat Skyridge. That's right. So I think they're looking at it and saying, we're right there too.
Well, and in fairness, I was primarily thinking of 6A. As you see
6A.
Richfield in the end zone there. So the Wildcats have bumped this up to a 27 lead. Nice little deception there on the quarterback keep. But, you look at the RPI, and this is coming into action tonight. Again, it cares more about your record and who you played than it does what it looks like. It's got Corner 1, Lone Peak 2, Lehigh 3, Skyridge 4. Now, a Skyridge win over Lone Peak is going to help all of the metrics for Skyridge, and it will be interesting to see where that lands. But, again, it looks at resume and record, and Corner gets the edge. It doesn't care about injuries.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't care.
Right.
So, it's a great question. We will find out. Shameless plug. You can go catch our top 5 rankings every week on KSLSports.com. We got some timeouts going on, so we will take one as well. 9 o'clock, final hour coming up after this. You're listening to KSL Sports Red Zone.
Wall panels for your home or business, including all trim and accessories.
Ball out there. Great defensive job there by Tavian Edwards.
5:26 to play. 3rd down and 7 from the 43. Nime Tolu to pass. Pass the marker. Complete. That's a first down.
Great operation. Get out of bounds. Stop the clock. First down. Got to score quick here. Nice. Great job right there. Nice tight spiral right there by Nime Tolu. They've had some success on that deep out route right there.
Another run. Nime Tolu keeps it. He's got a lane. Nime Tolu inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line.
Got to get on the football here. Don't use a timeout. You got to get on the football right now. He's worried about his towel. You got to get on the football, son. You only got 4 minutes. You got to score and then got to get another score. Thing is,
clock's running. 4.5 minutes.
2, so you're down by 3, or do you go for 1 and down by 4? Statistics would say go for 2. You got to go here. Clock's running.
Nime Tolu has trouble with the snap. To the corner of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Lone Peak! Oh, he dropped it.
Oh.
He had it and he dropped it.
He got too excited right there. Owen McNeil on the 7 route. This is exactly what you do. Oh.
Perfect ball. Nime Tolu, as you see her, put it right where it needed to be.
And that's a great route. That was in his hands. Yeah, there, you can't do it any better. He's got to pull that in.
2nd and 10. Clock does stop. That's the good news for Lone Peak.
I've been there. I've dropped.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
4:19 to play. Nime Tolu, empty backfield. Looks to the end zone. Incomplete. Pass broken up. Intended for Ike Staley.
You're in 2-down territories to here, so don't feel like you have to pick the first down up. But you got to run people off. Often hit a check down. Get your running back in a check down. Let him pick up 7-8 yards here. Make it 4th and short. That would open it up because Skyridge still has to defend the touchdown. And they're worried about getting a new set of downs for 4th down.
Briggs Parker in coverage there. Did a great job. 4:15 left.
Don't
3rd
feel like
and
you
10.
have to pick up the first.
Welcome back, final hour. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen. We got a couple things we got to catch up on. First of all, Viewmont had scored, made it a one-possession game, and then Roy decided to give the ball to Robert Young, and, well, we know what happens when that happens.
Big plays. Roy just scores so fast.
And they're all long. I mean, I don't know what that one was because I caught it. I only saw the last 50 yards, so I have no idea how long it was. It's just like, man, this kid. Meanwhile, we got a fourth down here. Lone Peak.
Back of the end zone.
Intercepted.
It's incomplete. It's a turnover on downs.
And that right there should be the game. They got 3 timeouts, but
the 2-possession lead.
It's a 2-possession lead.
Jeff, interesting. 4th and 10. You're around the 20. No field goal.
Yeah, seems like a questionable at best, especially with the outcome. But if field goal gets at 21-13, you're at least in the game still. Yeah. But now you give the ball back to Skyridge, 4 minutes left. That's effectively the game on that play call.
And not to bring up bad memories, but it's Skyridge who'd missed the field goals in this one, not Lone Peak, right? I mean, I think they only had the one. They hit it. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that call. I know, their defense very stout, but, yeah, I'm kind of surprised. So Skyridge will come out starting at their own 15 with an 11-point lead. Ridgefield scored. They're up 21-7. Roy's kicking off. We've got Spanish Fork that has it. They're down by 9. So we've got some separation here in our fourth quarters across the state.
Spanish up by 9. Provo down. Now, does Provo have the ball?
Yes.
Yeah, Provo has the ball. So
on a third down.
And then, so they need this one, and it looks third and long, 3rd and 12-ish. Let's go out to it.
To get to the Spanish Fork 44. Feels like we've been saying that for a few. But penalties and loss of yards. Spanish Fork brings pressure. Orchard steps up, brought down. Big sack by number 27. That'll be Lawson Shepard. Just a sophomore on the Spanish Fork defense. And the punt unit comes out. Just one play ago, it was a big catch and run by Larson, brought back by penalty. And now, Provo forced to punt, down by 9.
Sadly, this Provo offensive line.
Well, good stop there for that Spanish Fork defense. This is a Provo offense that has scored over 35 points for 5 straight weeks in all 5 of their wins. It's a good flex there from the Dons. Richfield has it inside the 20.
Great tackle there. Saved a big gain by Fountain.
You had Mac Olson on the outside making a tackle there. So I'm trying to see who got number low. Braden Cox was there originally as well, but Mac was the one who finished him off.
3rd down at 6 for Richfield. Wayman coming in with what he wants to call here. 5:47, 5:46. Clock continues to run. Wayman with a hard count. Did Manti cross?
Got him, yep.
And they did. That still will not be a first down, but it'll be 3rd down and very manageable. Possibly a 2-down series if Richfield does not get the first down here. And I tell you, penalties, I told you I thought at halftime. I don't know why I felt that way. The first half, I thought turnovers, but I just had a feeling that penalties were going to play a factor here in the second half, and they have.
Yeah.
And they haven't been a lot of them. They've just been big.
Right times, yep.
So 3rd down and 1 at the 10-yard line. Wayman under center. And now did Richfield move, or do we have timeout?
I think a timeout called.
Timeout. We're going to have a Riverstone Contractors timeout. Call Pete and Riverstone Plumbing.
All right, so a timeout taken there. As we go check in on Viewmont, this one was just intercepted, actually, for Roy.
Has room. They've got 1 pick 6 already tonight. And Slater puts the Royals in the red zone on their 2nd pick.
Slater did a phenomenal job keeping his head up, understanding the situation he's in, knowing that Viewmont's got to take shots to get down. And he just got to that ball, turned into the receiver, and turned his way upfield and got about 50 yards on that return. Almost was a punt return like. Phenomenal job there by number 11, Rhett Slater, the senior.
Big 3rd down here for Skyridge. Let's go to it real quickly.
Lone Peak knows it. They try to stuff the middle, and it works.
He's short.
They're not there. They're short of the 25.
They're going to call timeout. Measure.
Away from the last possible line of defense to the 20-10-5, and the first play of the fourth quarter is a touchdown, Spanish Fork.
That is the Spanish Fork team that we saw in the first half of this game, where they came out and scored 2 touchdowns in 4 total plays. On their first play of that drive, Caden Vest runs it to the house. I mean, that right there, plus his first touchdown.
All right, Jeff, I got another question for you.
Okay.
We like Q&As, yeah?
Yeah. Well, some of us more than others, but yeah.
I love them. What number does Caden Vest wear?
5.
What number does Robert Young wear?
5.
Who's the better number 5?
Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know. I have to think about it. You're putting me on the spot.
I am putting. I gave you no heads up on that.
None. I don't know. I don't have any stats. I know what Robert Young has done before tonight. My gut instinct says Robert Young has done more, but Vest has put up crazy numbers, so I would not be surprised if I'm wrong.
How would you define has done more? I'm curious.
Just in terms of, I think he scored more touchdowns.
Okay.
I think he has more total yards as well, but both of them have crazy numbers.
It's actually one of the things that surprised me. Vest is the state's leading rusher.
Oh, wow.
Coming into tonight, 1,150 yards.
Wow.
He's averaging 8 yards a carry. And this is for an offense whose quarterback is completing 71% of passes this year. Had 17 touchdowns and no picks coming in.
My goodness.
And that's where, I think Spanish Fork's offense is a real problem.
You've been on the Spanish Fork offense for a while, and I think you have only been proven right as the weeks have gone on.
Rushing touchdowns, I'm trying to pull that up, but the internet isn't playing very kindly with me.
Sometimes it gets you.
So I can't see that. But Vest had 12 coming into tonight, which is more than Robert Young. I do think part of it is that it is all Vest in the backfield. As we'll go to Richfield here, trying to put this one away. It is, yeah.
Lone Peak, 4th and 1. Skyridge had a 4th and 1 from deep inside their own territory. Decided to go for the kill shot, try to pick up that 4th and 1 behind that big offensive line. Lone Peak gets the stop, and now they have the ball inside the 25, now at the 2-yard line. Let's get back out to Lone Peak for that.
Mayberry with the catch.
Why are you clock? They're going to clock it?
They clock it. Nime Tolu stops the clock with 2:38 to play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, great play call with the motion. You got all the attention to the strong side of formation, and then you bring her backside post into the voided area of the football field. Great job right here. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to have a QB draw right here. You're going to force him outside.
Nime Tolu batted down, incomplete.
Yeah, you stretched him out there. Those B gaps are going to be open. Choose a B gap and run right through that. Have the DNs run upfield. Have those guards seal off that B gap. And run it in with Nimatolu right there. The problem is if he doesn't get in, you got to get on the football. It's 3rd down because you spiked it on 1st down right there.
3rd and goal from the 3. 2:35 left. Tahi in the backfield with Nime Tolu. Ike Staley in motion. They run left. Tahi goes back right. Is he air?
Oh,
no, he's short.
Short. You got to get on
It's 4th down, and the clock will run.
I don't hate the play. I like the play. He rolled on top of the defender, but great secondary help right there to make sure he doesn't reach over the goal line.
Lone Peak takes their 2nd timeout to stop the clock.
That's the 3rd. I believe that's the 3rd.
Is it 3rd? The official said 2nd. He corrected himself. It's the 3rd timeout. That's it.
Yeah. Great job on Skyridge by Griffin Kunz right there. Because
Kunz has had a great game.
Yeah, he has. He's had a terrific game. This Ty, he rolled over
the other thing you have to appreciate about Robert Young is he's listening to us right now.
Yeah.
We're talking about him. He just ran another touchdown for Roy. He had 11 touchdowns coming in, 2 tonight. Vest had 12. Tonight, I think Young has had the edge in terms of yards and touchdowns, but it'll be interesting to see official stats when they get posted over the weekend.
Before we go back out to this close game, an update, Syracuse and Fremont. Fremont had started to pull away 21-10. Syracuse with a fourth quarter touchdown with 4 minutes left. They convert on the 2-point conversion. It's now 21-18 up in Plain City. Let's get back out to Lone Peak for 4th and goal from the 1.
4th and goal from the 1. Gotta have it. Lone Peak down 11. Snap. Nime Tolu up the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. The Knights are still alive. Down 5 with the extra point on the way.
I wanted that 2 plays ago. But now you go from 2, right? Because if you're down,
there's no reason to go for 1. You definitely go for 2.
If you're down 4 or 5, it's the same thing, right? But if you're down 3, you get the ball back, and all you need is a field goal to tie to take it to overtime. But here, you're down 5 right now. You get this 2-point conversion, you're down 3. Great decision time. What do you do?
This is an important play. Mayberry in motion. Nime Tolu looks right. Now he's going to have to scramble. Now he goes back the other way. Now he's in trouble. Throws it to the end zone and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Costly. They needed those 2 points. Now they got to have a touchdown to win it if they can get the ball back, and that's a big if. Skyridge just needs a first down to end this game. Unless Lone Peak can recover an onside kick.
Great decision. This has been hard football right here. Lots of things have happened here in just this 4th quarter. But yeah, I got the hands team here. And you don't need a field goal. You need a touchdown if you're Lone Peak. So let's see if their hands team has worked on this and what they're going to do. Yeah, there they go. There's the 11th person.
2:26 left on the clock. Lone Peak, I assume, will try an onside kick. Skyridge brings the hands team out in front. Lone Peak is out of timeouts. Skyridge would just need a first down to end it.
You get some big bodies to take people out on the front line. Middle squib here. Yeah, just too much juice on it. Too much juice on it. Got to let it hang. Got to let your blockers get out there and have it roll. It's got to be precise. So hard to get that squib kick. That one just had too much juice. He couldn't even outrun that. It's a great job right there because Skyridge would hang back and wait for everybody to come to the 10-yard line. If that ball was slower, you had an opportunity right there.
All right, so looking like Skyridge will have a chance to drain that clock out. Provo just scored a touchdown. It's a 10-point game. They did get a celebration penalty, which Jeff will love.
Aha! Celebration.
Viewmont has it here near midfield, trailing Roy 42-21. This is the only game we have right now with some live action, so we'll send you out to Viewmont.
Live to see another day, and if you can gain 10 yards, that's a win.
They'll send 3 wideouts to the far side now.
Titans had a good rushing game tonight.
He's had one of his best rushing nights. It's over the middle. Tillman, again, reverses course a little bit. Gets 4 on that reception.
Got to get on the ball real quick.
Vikings settle on it, 2nd and 6. 4 wideouts for Longson. Quick pass to you. Gets to the 39 before he's just scored it out of bounds. Clock is still running, so 2:05 and counting.
Same play. They're going to try it up the middle. Here they go.
Oh.
They squib it all the way back. He's going to have to land on it inside the 10 to the 5. They'll probably they'll mark it at the 6. So they decide to go.
Not catching him.
Ryan Tillman goes 40 yards for the touchdown.
Phenomenal job by Tillman. One of the fastest kids in the entire state. Runs a 10.7. He grew up in the Maryland area, just a phenomenal young man. And he started his career at Northridge.
Boy, Jeff, it's only 9:15 and the night is coming to an end. It's crazy.
Everywhere. It's not just one game that's ending quick. It's across the state.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It is unreal.
It's almost like people have places to be tonight.
Yeah, something
I don't know
like
where
that.
else there is to be.
Yeah.
So Skyridge will start inside their own 10. They really just need a first down to drain this one away. Lone Peak out of timeouts. So right now it's you don't want to go out of bounds, which they just did.
I think we go back out to it. I mean, the way that this has worked out, Lone Peak's got a shot to get the ball back here.
Gain of 6, but the clock stops. That's the good news for Lone Peak. This could benefit the Knights. 2:20 left, 2nd down and 4. Up the middle.
That's first down.
That's a first down.
That should be the game, folks.
40-second play clock times 3 doesn't add up very well for Lone Peak. So Skyridge will use all of this clock. They should be able to take this down to about 1:42 before they snap it. Up the middle, stuffed. Play clock begins now. They'll be able to run it down to 57. And Skyridge takes the timeout with 58 seconds left.
All right, timeout there. Skyridge, 58 seconds left. We're going to take a early timeout as a lot of games kind of taken away here. So we'll step aside, be back. You're listening to the KSL Sports Red Zone.
On 2nd down, I'm not sure that math adds up pretty well for Lone Peak. They need a bad snap or a fumble or something. They're going to need something pretty miraculous here to get the ball back. They're just going to take a knee. They did the math, and they realize they've got the game in hand.
It's a hard fought
take
battle.
one more knee, and it's over.
Well, we did say to come down to the wire. The situation football, as I said, this is definitely going to be a matchup we could possibly see here come November.
We will probably see this again. There's a chance. Figure both of these teams got a great shot to get to Rice Eccles for the semifinals. We'll see how the final RPI rankings line up. Coming in, it was Lone Peak number 2 and Skyridge number 4. So if that were the case, they'd be on opposite bracket and would have to meet in a championship game. How about the Falcons? Skyridge comes to Lone Peak and gets it done. The upset over Lone Peak. 21-16 is the final. Great game here in Region 3. Sly, this is exactly what we expected we'd see tonight.
Learn and Earn breaks down financial topics into fun, bite-sized games like quizzes and trivia for your entire family. Every time someone in your family completes a game, they earn points towards gift cards from Apple, Amazon, Walmart, and a lot more. The more you play, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you earn. Visit uccu.com/learn to start learning and earning today.
Live high school sports action on KIXR and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
15-yard pass interference penalty does not give Spanish Fork the first down as they set up for 2nd down and 8. 2 penalties march Spanish Fork back. 1 penalty marches them forward. And not a lot of actual football happening here late in the 4th quarter of what started off to be a really exciting game. McKay Smith in shotgun formation with 3 receivers right, 1 receiver, boundary side left, claps the hands, takes the belt high snap, looking to the left, and it's intercepted by Crew DiMartini up the right sideline, making a cutback, finally brought down by Brock Jacobson, who saves a touchdown on the 11th.
Welcome back, and boy, we welcome you back with fireworks. Provo with a big interception, trailing by 10. They will have it down inside the 15. How about that Bulldog defense?
Huge defensive play for Provo. To keep them in this game, they get a score here. It's a 1-possession game. Anything can happen.
Let's head out to Provo, trailing Spanish Fork 42-32, 8+ minutes left in the 4th.
Plenty of time as they get their offense trucking again. Oliver McKay gets the pitch forward for a couple.
Number 8, Oliver McKay, a gain of 4 on the play.
And Spanish Fork making McKay pay there. Really, Spanish Fork is saying, okay, if you're going to get yards, we're still going to make you pay for the yards you're getting.
Garrett Orchard, the junior quarterback, in shotgun with McKay to his sidecar left. 1 receiver, it's Griffin DiMartini to the boundary side left, and then 3 on the field side right. Garrick looking left, looking right, throw to right, touchdown.
Number 15, Ronnie Wright, touchdown Provo.
This game is not over yet, folks. It is excuse me, I'm getting a little excited. This is a fun one here. 4-point differential now with 8 minutes left. It is anyone's game. Provo having a strong comeback here.
PAT unit is on. 42-38 is the score. The holder is Larson.
Well, how about that?
Well.
This goes from being a very comfortable game. I think that's the first. We've been in and out of this game. I think that's the first interception McKay Smith has thrown this year.
That was a huge play. No question about it. Huge play.
So just like that, 42-39. And I'll just add that previous touchdown. They went for 2. Chasing points. Although that being said, it would have been like a 40-yard field goal for 1. That's tough. What you got, Jeff?
The Fremont game, Fremont and Syracuse. I believe it's final now. Fremont got it is final. Okay, Fremont did score in the final seconds of the game to go up 28-18, and that is the final score. So Fremont moves to 6-2. They continue their winning streak. A lot of the things we said about Fremont earlier this week are kind of holding true. That's a good team. That's a scrappy team, and they win. I've said it already tonight. I'll continue to say it. They win gross football games. That's what they do. They get offenses out of sorts. They play tough defense, and they run the football.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Do you know who Fremont has left on the schedule? There's 2 weeks left.
They haven't played Weber yet, have they?
Weber is next week, and then they have Farmington. Farmington tonight, leading Weber. Weber's trying to make that interesting late. Last check, I think, is 41-28. Weber, I believe. That Weber game may be very, very interesting because that is a big-time rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the head-on-the-stick game, if I recall correctly. So that's a big game.
That is a big game, and then that Farmington game is not going to be easy
All
on
of a
the
sudden,
road.
that does look a lot more difficult, doesn't it?
At Farmington, that's going to be tough.
That is going to be tough.
Fremont's got, they're in control of their own destiny in Region 1, but they've got 2 big challenges before this one is said and done.
We talked about Harriman Mountain Ridge. This was a game, these schools not too far apart. Harriman had the lead at the break. Good fourth quarter for Mountain Ridge. 14 unanswered. They lead that one late inside of 3 minutes to go. 20-10, the Sentinels out in front of the Mustangs.
Davis, still, for me, I'm a Region 1 guy, so I'm staying up there in Region 1. Davis, a really tough Layton team, but Davis got the best of them today. A big bounce back. There's still a few minutes left in that one, but the Darts are up 49-6 last reported. Looks like they will be moving to 6-2 on the season.
Only 2 touchdowns tonight for Bodie Sparrow.
Come on, Bodie.
Love that guy. Bingham Riverton. This game was close early. Riverton had a lead early. Bingham back on top. 21-10 last check in the fourth quarter.
Wow, Bingham. They needed that, you know?
They do.
They needed some wins. Clearfield and Bonneville, we got to talk about this.
Yes, we do.
It's still going. The last report I have, third quarter has just a few seconds left, so this one's dragging on a little bit. But the last report, Clearfield's trying to make a comeback. They've moved up to 24-13 on the road. They're playing in South Ogden, Washington Terrace up there at Bonneville. Falcons doing me proud tonight. Trying to get back into that one.
Good on them. Good on them. There was actually a game tonight that we don't talk a lot about Region 4. It's a tough year. We've talked about West Jordan a little bit. Taylorsville Granger. Both those 2 teams, I think, just had one region loss coming into action tonight. Big night for Granger. And remember, it's a new staff at Granger. 46-20, the advantage for the Lancers last check. That one was in the third quarter. Couple rushing touchdowns for Kasataki and Grawl with a passing touchdown. Welchman and Manatau with rushing touchdowns as well for Granger, as the offense has been spectacular for the Lancers. And this will be big. Taylorsville had a winning record on the year coming into this one. Grantsville only had a wins in region. This is a good win for a new staff at a program at Granger.
Score that maybe we wouldn't have seen coming a few weeks ago. Northridge travels down to Woods Cross, and it's the Wildcats with a late fourth quarter score to, escape with a 12-10 win at home.
We talked about trap games, and that was one for me. I think that Woods Cross team, they hung
with Roy. Yeah, they're sneaky good.
Yeah, they are. East is pulled away from Skyline. 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter for the Leopards. Again, we talk about the injuries there. Have been a challenge as try to fight through the ever so difficult Region 6. Meanwhile, you see on your screen that Provo defense just got another stop, Jeff. 5.5 to go, and Provo will get the ball back.
Huge stop. What do they do with this return? Special teams have been kind of iffy in this game on both sides of the ball. Big one.
Why don't you run the triple reverse? Or just let that one trickle inside the 20. That'll work too.
5-minute offense now for Provo.
How aggressive are you if you're Provo here?
I wish we knew. I don't know how many. They have 3 timeouts left.
Yep.
I think you could still be pretty aggressive at this point.
I'm very aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't. If I'm Provo, I don't care about the clock. I got to score, right? And honestly, your defense has played not bad in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half. It's hard to say that when there's 42 on
in
the
the
scoreboard.
second half,
but you're
right. We caveat that bad boy.
Good caveat. Should we get out to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sustained drive, a couple others that ended in field goals, and then just a field goal just outside of that range of the kicker. It's a 3-point game, which is a difference of a couple missed PATs and that missed field goal, certainly. Gehrig bailing out of the pocket, looking downfield, throws it complete. Crew DiMartini on the receiving end, and it's a first down.
The hard thing for Spanish Fork in this drive is to keep their heads on their shoulders, making sure that they don't commit any boneheaded penalties here. They've just got to calm down and play defense. They can stop this Provo team if they try hard enough.
Orchard out of shotgun, takes the knee-high snap, looking to his left. DiMartini turns around, bounces off his hands, a little hot. Out of the quarterback, goes incomplete, second down and 10.
DiMartini wanting to get a little bit of the glory that his brother has had this game with the 2 interceptions.
Griffin's been heavily involved in the receiving game as well, but it has been Crew on the defensive side that has led to 2 Provo touchdowns. 4:28 on the clock. 3 receivers to the right and 1 receiver to the left, and that's Griffin DiMartini. Out of the backfield goes to Oliver McKay with space and great blocking by his receivers up front, and it'll be a first down on the 11-yard catch and run. A flag comes in after as McKay got lost in the Spanish Fork sideline. We'll see which side was saying what.
Oliver McKay.
As the officials heard certainly a word they didn't like because there was no pushing and shoving that we were able to see.
Sideline warning against
Spanish Fork.
Spanish Fork, okay.
So if it's only a warning, that means it wasn't one of the words you really can't say. Just some of the pushing and shoving that you kind of can't do.
As our dear friend Brad James would say, no words that we couldn't broadcast.
4 minutes, 22 seconds to go, and it's still a 3-point game. Provo takes it. Orchard rolling left, throwing back across his body right. Crew DiMartini up and gets it, not tackled, and has space in front to the 5 and touchdown stretching across the goal line for Crew DiMartini. Touchdown, Provo.
And this crowd is going nuts after they finally take the lead. With 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game, Provo takes their first lead of the game on an incredible catch by Crew.
Well, I don't know, Jeff. Like I was just saying, I think you might want to take a little time off the clock if you're Provo. You don't want to score too fast. How about that? My goodness.
Cow, what a play. Go ahead, score. But yeah, 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. And as good as the Provo defense has played in the second half, Spanish Fork has to be looking at it, saying, hey, we've hung 42 points. We can score in 4 minutes.
In fairness, I wasn't planning on them scoring in, 50 seconds?
Yeah.
I think they got it with 5:08.
Yeah.
That drive is 57 seconds. As a penalty flag coming in here, this is actually very interesting. That PAT was good, but if it's on Provo, yeah, they call an illegal shift on a PAT. Okay. That would back him up. They'd have to try this again.
That is interesting. Makes PATs
that's a word.
A little interesting.
Yeah, that it would.
Yeah, a legal shift on a PAT. That is the call. This Provo kicker, and I apologize, I don't know his name, but he has had
Probably
good leg. Probably Billy. So Billy the kicker.
Distance has not been a problem. Billy the
distance
kicker.
has not been an issue for Billy the kicker tonight.
All right, this is to put them up by 4. This would take a field goal off the board as an option for
huge.
Spanish Fork.
Huge
Ooh, boy,
kick.
that snap high. Distance good. Billy felt good on that one.
Yeah. Good job, Billy the kicker.
46-42, Provo with the lead. 4:11 to go. We'll stay here. Jeff, we just flat out skipped right over Region 3. Lehigh, I know Westlake, that's, not expected to be a close game. That's okay, but Lehigh, boom, back on the winning side tonight, 41-7, all Pioneers.
Yeah, that American Fork we saw early here against Pleasant Grove. The last score that I've got, still 6 minutes left, but American Fork is all over PG, 30-8.
Game in the fourth quarter. Brighton Alta, this one is trudging along.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, it's going to be the last game of the night. That's what happens when you have to insert a bunch of media stuff. 16-10, Brighton with the lead heading to the fourth quarter.
Oh, and as you speak, 19-10.
Ah.
Real barn burner up there at Brighton
It is not
tonight.
Provo Spanish Fork. That is for certain.
My goodness. So Spanish Fork here, Dane. Oh, look at this. Big kick return. Oh, there's the flag. Because, of course, there's a flag. Because we called attention to a kickoff return, there has to be a flag. I think it's a rule somewhere. We ought to call Governor Cox. Dusty used to be able to call him in situations like this. But so that kick will come back. That would have set Spanish Fork up at about the 38-yard line, needing a touchdown with 4 minutes left. But they'll have a longer field now.
Let's head out to this, shall we? 4 to go. Spanish Fork, McKay Smith, Caden Vest, that offense coming back out on the field, needing a touchdown drive here to close this one out on the road.
4 or 5 plays to go all the way into the end zone with still 12 seconds to spare. But can they nurse a drive? Can they take all the time off the clock? But with a 4-point deficit now, playing for the first time not with the lead, you need something out of your offense. It's not just gravy. Play action fake, throw, bounces off the hands of Bronson Kaluli.
And that's just that is one that Kalui is going to be thinking of when he goes to bed tonight. He is going to be thinking about that dropped pass there.
2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Spanish Fork Dons. 4:02. 46-42 is the highest scoring game we've had broadcast on Utah County Game of the Week, and I believe it's going to be one of the higher scoring ones in all of 4A this year. We'll do a little double check for you after this game and in our FBC Roofing post-game shoot. Rolling to the left, McKay Smith, incomplete to the sideline. 3rd down and 10. Now when they need it, now when they cannot just run out of convenience, can the passing game step up for the Spanish Fork Dons? Big 3rd down. We've seen Provo's fans inspire their team to false start penalties and sacks on big clutch situations. And now with a 4-point lead, we'll see how Spanish Fork responds. Motion into the backfield. McKay Smith claps his hands. Looking good protection, looking deep down the left side, having to stop, cut back. Pass never had a chance, going out of bounds, intended for Brock Jacobson. Penalty markers in the backfield.
In the neighborhood of holding or maybe even roughing the passer.
Nope, it will definitely be holding on Spanish Fork. Provo declines, and the punt unit on 4th down and 10, deep in your own territory. 350. And no, we see a Spanish Fork offense, so the game comes down to this. Provo will have an easy scoring opportunity if it's no good.
Provo just knows how to manage the clock better as well. I
don't know how much clock you can manage if you get it only 15 yards away from the end zone, and that's where they're operating. Spanish Fork from their own 15, got to get to the 25. It is 4th down and 10. Play clock is running. Spanish Fork just now getting their play call in from the sideline. 16-15. If you're comfortable, you don't need the timeout. And here we go, 10 yards away from a fresh set of downs. McKay Smith claps the hands, takes the snap, looking to his right, walking up in the pocket, deep down to Gage Christensen. No flags and an incomplete pass.
Jeff, we've seen some 4th down decisions tonight. What do you think of that one?
They've been decisions. I don't know. I mean, assuming our scoreboard that we could see is right, I see 3 timeouts. Like we punt and live to see another day, but now you're giving Provo the ball at the 15-yard line.
So here's the devil's advocate. Provo's been able to move the ball on you through the air in this second half. I mean, you think about little swing pass that they take 60 yards to the house. You think about a throw down the field, can't tackle. I don't disagree. 3:45 to go. You have 3 timeouts, but what confidence do you have in the defense? You've given up 20 straight points. This game was 42-26.
Yeah, I get it, but now you're looking at. I guess you're down. You're down 11 with the ball faster. I guess.
Here's maybe what I would say. Where do you feel like your strength lies, offense or defense?
I don't know. I think game situation to me, strength or not, at some point you're giving them a 15-yard field. We'll see, because if the defense steps up and they force them into a field goal, they still got a chance. Good strong start on the first play. First down.
And they're letting that clock run. Surprising they didn't take a timeout there.
Yeah, I wonder if our timeout that we can see on this scoreboard, maybe they're not accurate. We only know what we know, and we don't know. So that's how the maths.
Insightful, right there. That's why you come here. That's a tough play.
Well, what do we know? Because here we are, Provo, the clock will stop, 3rd and 10. There hasn't been a timeout called, and now Spanish Fork suddenly looking like geniuses. So maybe, Dane, we should just continue to ask each other questions.
Keep our opinions to ourselves.
Just let the coaches coach.
So do you run here on 3rd and 10?
I don't think it matters what I say anymore. That's what I think. Because everything I think I know about football is being proven wrong in 2 plays right here. Should we get out? Let's get out to it for this 3rd down play.
Pass on 3rd down and 10. Orchard in shotgun. DeMartini to his left, and then 3 more receivers to the field side right. Low snap. Orchard has to pick it up. Pressure comes in, gets out, doesn't quite get to throw it away. And a flag comes in late as the quarterback was twisting around.
Orchard taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
I wonder what the call here is going to be.
And a whole stadium waits with bated breath on the words of an official.
The tackle was by his arm. I wonder if the official was seeing something else.
4 of the 5 officials are conferencing. And we will pick it up and wave it off. No penalty. And 4th down on the sack. Yeah, the official came in. The timing of that was assuming that the defender was throwing down the quarterback, but it was more the quarterback trying to evade the sack that was doing the twisting.
Exactly.
Not any malicious intent from the defender.
So with go ahead.
Well, with a 4-point lead, the field goal unit does come on, but after a sack, it becomes a longer attempt. Kick is up, sidewinding, bending, and no good. The attempt from 42 is no good, and 2:30 remain, and Spanish Fork kept their 2 timeouts.
It is exactly what Spanish Fork wanted out of that drive. They wanted to keep Provo out of the end zone. They wanted to move Provo back by getting a sack, and they...
Look, just like you draw it up there, Jeff.
Holy moly. What is the strength of their team? It's their defense. That's why you let them have the ball at the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
2 stops, a big sack, and a missed field goal, and we just knocked a few seconds off the clock, but really we're right back where we started.
And actually moved the ball ahead 5 yards. So, I mean...
All's well that ends well.
How big is that sack? And it all starts on the bobble snap, right?
Yeah.
Don't get the snap clean. Delays your ability to get into the play. Defense gets pressure.
Yeah. And now...
Picking up the flag was the right call, by the way.
Yeah, because there was nothing there. And now you have the offense that the day we talked about it, that probably is your strength as a team, and you got 2.5 minutes to go find the end zone.
Yeah. We've just got a few minutes left tonight. Should we go through some scores and we can just keep people updated?
Let's
here?
do it.
We'll
go in and out and talk and not talk.
Yeah. Maple Mountain beat Springville tonight, 38-14. That was a game that we were kind of watching early. Golden Eagles were in control of that early and held on.
At Corner Canyon, it looks like they are going to, we knew they were going to come away with the win, but 49-14, pretty convincing fashion for Corner. Bronson Evans, good to see him playing well, and he has played well at quarterback.
I'll also add Weston Briggs. He's been running the ball.
He's been good.
Another depth guy. Spanish Fork did get a first down, as that throw on a little out will pick up about 5. Timpanogos all over Payson tonight. That Timpanogos team, boy, they continue to put up points. 49 in the second quarter tonight in an explosion as the T-Wolves handle business against the Lions.
Farmington game you mentioned earlier. Farmington game is now final. The Phoenix get the win 41-28 at Weber.
A little screen here for Spanish Fork. Able to pick up a couple. It's going to be a third and short. Third and about 2, maybe 3 coming up here after this. Dixie and Cedar. The Dixie Flyers got up to such a tough start. They led Cedar last check. That was in the third, 21-14, as the Flyers trying to hold on late against the Cedar Reds.
Timpview all over Wasatch in this one on the road at Wasatch. 48-14. Both of the Pulas, Jaron Pula with 2 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown receptions. If I use my words, I usually get them right. But the Pulas, both of them, congratulations. They commit to UCLA earlier this week. Big week for them. Took an unofficial visit there a week or 2 ago. Loved it, and they're going to make UCLA their home.
Have you been on that campus?
Yeah, it's hard not to like it when you're there.
It's a nice campus.
Yeah.
Nice campus. 4 clap, right?
That's what they say.
What they say?
I don't know what it means. Do you know what it means?
No. Well, there's like the U, C, right? Like, wait.
Is that what the
U,
4? And so
C,
you clap 4
L,
times?
A. Yeah, I don't know.
Seems good.
Speaking of hairy animals, how about the Bear River Bears taking on Westfield tonight? And look, they had that difficult, disappointing loss last week against Skyview. Big bounce back tonight for the Bears on the road, 45-0. Taking care of business against the Longhorns.
Bountiful score we updated in the first half. It's not quite final, but Bountiful is up 50-21. Looks like the Redhawks will move to 7-1 on the season.
A game we started with, we'll get here in a bit, is Smith trying to stretch the field. Has a man, just overshot him by a half yard. That would have been big for Spanish Fork. Would have put him in Provo territory at about the 30-yard line. Grantsville, Morgan. Thought this would be entertaining. This was 1 versus 2. Grantsville was number 1 in the RPI coming into action tonight. But Morgan in our poll, voters have given a ton of respect to Morgan. They were, 7 this week or 8 this week?
Yeah.
And they take care of business tonight against Grantsville. 35-3, last check that game from the fourth quarter. All Morgan as a statement win tonight for the Trojans.
And the other 3A team that is ranked inside our poll, you saw the game here. Richfield does get the win, 28-7 over Manti. Griffin Wayman, a couple of rushing touchdowns. So in a battle of 2 really good quarterbacks that don't get talked about very often, Griffin Wayman, he scores twice. Mason Starkweather scored once. Richfield gets the win.
In fact, it's kind of fun. We never really got to this, but Grantsville Morgan was 1 versus 2. Richfield Manti was 3 versus 4. So you essentially had the quote-unquote semifinals of 3A going tonight. And so it would be a Morgan-Richfield championship, which the last couple of weeks I feel like I've tried to give Richfield a little more props. I think that's a really good team. And if, I would. Anyway.
Yeah, it's setting up for a Morgan-Richfield state championship, and that game will be very good.
That one deflected on the play. Was that a 4th down? Provo's looking like it was. So the Provo defense making another stop on 4 downs. And I think just 1 timeout left for Spanish Fork. So that's not a lot of room to make that throw.
Yeah, assuming, I don't want to predict too much in this game because everything I've predicted has been wrong so far. But assuming Provo gets the win, that's a big win for the Bulldogs. Games we talked about, 2 teams, really, we highlighted last week. Talked about earlier, Beaver does get the 49-0 win over Parowan, and North Summit over North Sevier, 55-27. So those 2 teams that gave us so much fun last week, they go on and they both have big, big wins this week.
Yeah, just looking at some other games here. Milford with the win over the Delta Rabbits tonight. We haven't talked as much about Milford this year. Still have Sosi. They've got another Barnes. This is a very talented offense for the Milford Tigers. Return a lot of guys off of last year's group. One that you got to keep an eye on in 1A. One that that offense can put up points.
Juan Diego goes up to Ogden. They get the win, 28-14. Ogden had jumped ahead 7-0 in the first quarter, and then it was 28 straight from Juan Diego that really put that game out of reach. Ogden did tack on another touchdown with a couple of minutes left, but by that point the game was over.
Interesting one tonight. Canyon View taking on Juab, and this was homecoming for the Wasps. And how about the defense? They had a pick six. They had a scoop and score. The defense for Juab came to play. The offense jumped out to a big lead, an early lead, 17-0 first quarter, 27-0 at the half. Juab with a nice win over Canyon View tonight, 34-14.
A little bit of a rivalry, a new rivalry. Mountain Ridge does get the win over Harriman. It's 20-10. They had to come back with 14 fourth quarter points to get that win. So congratulations. The battle of, what is it out there? Mountain View Corridor? Is that what we call that? I'm going to make that up. That's officially the battle of Mountain View Corridor. And Mountain Ridge wins.
What about just the battle of the corridor?
I feel like there's a lot of corridors these days.
Give me another one in the valley.
The Davis County Corridor, don't we call it that? I don't know.
Is
The
that what
West
it's called?
Davis one?
Is that
I
what
don't
it's
know. I'm
called?
looking at Vince. He's giving me nothing.
Come
So
on,
I think
Vince.
it is until somebody tells me definitively that it's not.
Vince, if you can't tell me that name, what is it you do here?
Not a lot.
I don't know what they call that.
I think it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Either way,
It would make sense.
Mountain Ridge wins.
Paved.
Paved. The paved road.
Thanks for that. All right. Hey, I got some news for you. If current scores hold, I believe the Juffy Bowl will go to the Falcons tonight.
Hey.
24-13, Bonneville defeating Clearfield. 20-7 last check, Carbon trailing North St. Pete.
That's a close game between
Very
the two
close game.
teams that don't play each other. That's a really close game.
Very close game.
Well done.
You got anything else tonight, Jeff?
No, good night. Fast night.
Fast night.
Across the state, everything was wrapping up early. I don't know what got in the water across the state of Utah today, but I think everybody must just be tired of these 80-degree days in October. So they're just let's just get the football done with until it cools down a little bit.
Is that what it is?
There's no other explanation.
I will share, this is where the season gets tough. Not only is it late, right, and you got injuries and you're beat up, and everyone's got film on you now. Now we move to football 3 nights a week. There's Wednesday night games, there's Thursday night games, there's Friday night games. Our plan is to have Red Zone here Friday night for you next week. We'll catch you up on action that occurred Wednesday and Thursday. We'll also, just as we do every week, take you in and out of games that are going on live and keep you up to date on all the happenings across the state. But if you check out your local high school, there's going to be great action across the state on Thursday, and then come join us on Friday to hear our thoughts on how things went Thursday, and then obviously to see what's going on in the state. And then Week 10 right around the corner, Jeff. It's crazy. There's 2 weeks left in the regular season.
Goes so fast. Just way too fast.
Almost like tonight.
Yeah, that did go fast. But I am excited for the playoffs. It goes fast, but the playoffs are fun.
Playoffs will be a blast. We're just a couple weeks away from knowing those seedings. Games right now are becoming ever so critical.
Yeah.
Does Fremont... Well, Fremont now does have the inside track. They're the only team that's undefeated in Region 1. Can they hold off? There's a lot of those scenarios across the state. It's going to be a fun last couple of weeks. We're excited to bring them to you as the place you're streaming home for regular season, playoffs, and championships. No one brings you more games than KSL Sports Red Zone. For Jeff Hansen, Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thanks for joining us here on the KSL Sports Red Zone, and we'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone.